Good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining in to the monthly town hall June 2023. The revenue expansion product team will be presenting today. Like, we will be talking about all the releases that went out in the last 2 weeks and the releases that are expected to go out in the next couple of months. So, like, for those who have joined in for the first time, the expansion product team, we basically work on a cohort of product that either directly or indirectly adds to the downstream revenue of for you, either an agency or for your clients. So that's what we do. So the products in focus today, like, we'll be talking about SaaS, we'll be talking about the phone system and the email system, we'll be talking about WordPress, Yext, and prospecting, and we'll be wrapping up with courses, community, and the mobile app. So without much ado, Reshma, take it over for prospecting.
Hey everyone, so let's start with the prospecting tool. So prospecting tool was launched around April, and agencies can use this tool to identify prospects near them and then generate marketing audit report. So this marketing audit report has key information about how well the prospects are performing in their digital realm, say like how well is their listings, how are their reviews, and do they have all their key business information present across all the online websites. So we have few features which we have launched already. One of them is reviews, which is a audit report. So this is a comprehensive analysis of both GMV as well as FP reviews, and it has statistics like say how many reviews are positive and negative and how many are analyzed across these two platforms. And you'll also see a bunch of positive as well as negative reviews in this review section, which tells you how well is the prospect's reputation. So moving on. So we have share marketing audit report, which is a cool feature which helps you to share this report directly with your prospect. And this report is completely hosted in a white label domain. So you can directly share it with prospects in a click of a button. So after that, we also have a feature which is convert prospect to sub account. So once you have successfully converted a prospect to sub account, you don't have to then start an account for them from scratch. You can simply click on convert to sub account, fill their basic details as well as their business details. And the information will be automatically updated under the sub accounts tab. So these are the features which are already live. And there are a few features which we have planned for this quarter. And one of them is in the map search page. Currently, if you go to the map search page and search for any prospects, say restaurants near me or car dealership near me, you'll only see a bunch of results, bunch of locations. So with this, you will have a clear view of say how well is their ratings, if their Google business profile is claimed or unclaimed, if they have a WordPress site or not. So all this information will be present in the search page itself. So you don't have to individually create a marketing audit report and then see these information. And this will help you to choose your prospects based on your preferences and then target them accordingly. And the second major one which we have planned for is we are working on bringing in some of the key elements for the marketing audit report. Some of them are like to check if the prospect has a text-enabled company number. Do they have a WordPress site? Do they have a Google business messaging enabled? Do they have a chat widget on website? And how well is their review replies percentage? Are they actually replying to all the reviews that they get? And also missed call text back. So all these elements also will be available by June. Some of them are already there. So say this text-enabled company number is already present in our prospecting tool in the marketing audit report, but all of these as a whole will be available by June. So yeah, that's with prospecting. Handing it over to Aryan.
Hi, everyone. In SaaS, we've been focusing on basically trying to give you all more customizations in creating and selling your SaaS plans. So a lot of updates from here on are going to be related to that. Starting with email rebilling. So email rebilling is now available on the freelancer or the unlimited plan. as with the phone rebilling, the charges cannot be marked up. So you have a fixed markup of 1.05x, and it only works with lead connector. Moving on. We've added 3DS authentication in the flow of purchasing phone numbers to reduce fraud. So basically, fraudulent actors will now.
Real quick, excuse me, Aaron, can you mute your mic, please?
And I think we have the power to just mute people without
Okay.
asking.
Yeah, I'm just going to do that. Cool. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so with 3DS authentication.
Interestingly, Aryan is the one who's presenting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was the person with the active mic. I'm searching for them.
You're the guy with the background noise, Shivam?
I hope not.
Did the background noise go away? Maybe it was from my end only.
Oh no, it's Shivam's fault. Okay, keep going.
Yep. So, yeah, to reduce fraudulent activity, we've mandated 3DS authentication. Moving on. Neelashish, next slide, please. We're also releasing a new dashboard, a new agency dashboard, wherein you'll be able to drill down to more of your agency metrics. This includes numbers related to your sales, revenue, and the customers. So all of that will be available by the end of next month. New SaaS configurator. So we are actually, first of all, we'll bringing a new UI to the SaaS configurator so that it's easier for you to manage your plans. Plus, this is the we are also adding some extended functionality, which I was just talking about. So with the now ability to customize trial period and rebilling markups at individual plan level, you have more flexibility in terms of creating those plans. And for complementary credits also, we've added the option to either issue a one-time credit or issue recurring credits every month. And those recurring credits can either roll over or not roll over to the next month. So any credits which are unused by the location, you may choose whether you want to by default roll it over to the next month or not. So this basically prevents locations from holding complementary credits. In addition to this, we'll also be releasing user limits on SaaS plans. So we've had feedback that you want basically user-based pricing on SaaS plans. So that will be there again by the end of next month. We'll also allow the option to create more than 3 SaaS plans. Like initially, we'll allow up to 20 SaaS plans, which you can use to basically serve to a wider audience or specific niche, creating plans for specific niche. So all of that will be possible again by the end of next month. Then, yeah, there was a lot of I think chatter about improving the onboarding experience for locations. So around that, they're planning to build this capability of customizing welcome emails and the emails which are used to send login information to the location users. Again, this is planned for next quarter and should be available around August, end of August or September. Then brands. So since we have so many since we will have so many customizations going forward and option to create so many plans, it makes sense to allow agencies to create multiple brands in order to serve different niches, and that is going to be available again around the end of September. Yeah, that's it for SaaS.
Question on that, Sean.
No question for me. Question for the person presenting, because they know more than I do.
With the multiple brands, is it going to be, will there be a different pricing on that, or is that just included, or how does that work?
$10,000 a month.
Yeah.
Shivam told me he's paying for mine, but
Okay, good.
will it be the same or different?
This
we
will
are
be
still-
available on the 497 plan, right, Shivam?
Okay, so if you're on the 497 plan, it's just you can have different brands.
We actually haven't made a decision yet, so it depends. So, I mean, we are running that down. The moment we have some news, we'll make it public. Originally, it was supposed to go on a particular plan. We are shifting a few things around, trying to create a more valuable configuration for all the agencies out there. We do have to balance the costs on our side as well. So whenever we have news, we'll let you guys know. But whatever it will be very fair.
Got it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Shivam, we are taking next with LC phone, right?
Yes. So I'm filling in for Shubham today, who is the product manager for LC Phone. The first thing which is going to be available to all of you is going to be the new phone number management page at the location level. So this is for you and your clients. So when WhatsApp comes in, you will be able to see, which phone numbers have WhatsApp, which don't, what is the number type, all of the settings. It's just a better experience shown on the screen right now. Next slide, please. The purchase flow will also see some upgrades. So when you go to purchase a new phone number, we will have a better country selector. We are also working on a region selector. So currently we only do dial codes, but we will also allow you to sort of, pick a city in the drop down and stuff. Yeah, and also, no, Nilashish, the same slide. Yeah. And also, we will tell you the capabilities of the number. So in some countries, we have faced this problem, like some numbers have SMS, some numbers don't have SMS. And, there are multiple complexities like that. So we will be taking care of it. And also in certain countries, like for example, New Zealand, when you go to purchase a phone number, some phone numbers have an address requirement. Some phone numbers don't have an address requirement. So we will make that information available to you upfront so that you are able to you or your clients are able to make better decisions when buying a phone number. Next slide, please. We will soon start supporting incoming calls on the web platform. Inbound calls are already supported on the mobile app. So in case you guys want to go test that out, please feel free to do so. Nilashish can share some details about how to enable that and how can you start receiving calls on the mobile app. But soon it will be supported on the web platform as well. As you can see, the dialer, the soft phone will also see some upgrades, and this is the updated UI that we are showing on the screen right here. Next slide, please. This is the CNAM registration. So when you purchase a phone number and if you start calling your leads, you might have seen that it shows up like this weird Twilio phone number, which no one likes. So now you will be able to set your company name as the caller ID for the numbers that you purchase within high level. And again, this could be done by you or your clients. So you can set a name, and when you call people, it's going to show up as your client's company name. Next slide, please. Now, an update on WhatsApp. So the good news is we are in advanced stages of negotiating with Meta and becoming a BSP. And this time, when we roll out WhatsApp, it's going to be a little bit different. So the last time we built WhatsApp, there were a lot of complexities. Like, what if people don't have their Facebook manager? What if they don't have their WhatsApp business account? What if they already have a phone number? What if they don't have a phone number? And then the entire onboarding process was so difficult that we decided not to release it. Now Facebook has fixed a lot of those problems on their side, and we have become a BSP, because of which the onboarding flow is very seamless, and you can see that on your screen. So on the left-hand side, this is how the wizard would look like, and it would just walk you or your clients through the process of setting up WhatsApp in a high-level location. Also, the process of creating and managing templates is very easy. And as you can see on the bottom right-hand side, the picture tells you how it's going to show up in the conversation module. So you can select a template, change the variables, and you can send the message out to your leads. Next slide, please. Quick update on A2P registrations. So sole proprietor type registrations are now available, which means you might have a lot of clients who are not a registered business, which means they don't have an EIN number. So now they can do the sole prop registration by just providing their SSN. There are some volume restrictions on the sole prop registration. For example, you cannot send more than 3,000 SMS per day, but this is a good middle step for people who don't have a registered business, but still want to send marketing SMS. Next slide, please. So this is one of the top ideas on our ideas board, the ability to block inbound calls and SMS from a potential spammer. So earlier we did not have this option. We only had DND on outbound channels. Now we are able to block numbers and basically stop inbound calls and messages from them. Next slide, please. Yes, so at the agency level now, everything that we talked about so far is available both to the agencies and your clients. Now, this is specifically for the agencies. We are redesigning the way the phone integration works at the agency level. Again, as usual, we recommend Lead Connector because it streamlines a lot of compliance and a lot of other issues. Next slide, please. On this page, you will be able to see a list of all of your locations, their rebilling status, and like RM mentioned before, even agencies on the 297 or 2970 per year plan can rebill now without a markup. So this will just allow you to do a better job of finding out like which are the clients I'm rebilling, which are the clients I'm not rebilling, and how do I turn it on. At the same time, what provider is the client managed by? Is it Twilio? Is it Lead Connector? And also you can actually expand on these cards and you can look at a bunch of other things like, are they compliant? Is the compliance under process, or is the compliance still to be done? All of these collectively will give you a better visibility of how the phone management is working for all of your clients together. Next slide, please. This is the move phone number feature that we have at the agency level. So when we introduced Lead Connector phone, we actually had to stop this feature for a little bit because there were just too much complexity on the background. Now we have figured this out. So all the permutation combinations of, hey, you are moving a phone number from Twilio sub account to another Twilio sub account, or from Twilio to LC phone, or vice versa, or from LC phone to LC phone, all of that complexity is now taken care of. And the move number tool already works. So this is live right now. Awesome. And with that, Karthikeyan can take over LC email.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. Hello, everyone. So from LC email system, we are focusing on the deliverable improvement features. The first one was we have provided an option for the agencies using the LC email system to enable the email validation features for all the sub accounts in a single shot. So previously users were been enabling one by one. This will make the flow easier. Yeah, next slide, please. Okay, and the second one was currently the email validation features can be enable or disable control by the agency side. Now we have provided an option for the sub account users to control it. So this will be under the business profile page. This will make a better experience in controlling the feature by the sub account users. And the next one is it's an advanced filter and a manage option for the email services. This will allow users to filter by providers, sending domain, email validation. Using this option, users can select it and bulk migrate from provider to provider, domain to domain, also control the email validation. So this will also we have provided an option to export the service, export this page. So this will provide our email service details that was attached to the sub accounts. Yeah, next. So dedicated IP will be released on July in a beta version. So the price for one IP is $59 for a month, and we have a rebilling option from 1x to 3x. So both the agencies and sub accounts can buy IPs, and this plays a major role in improving the deliverability rate for the high center wall users. And the last one is LC email stats. In last 30 days, we have sent 67 million emails. and the total delivery rate was 97%, and the total overall rate was 51%. And we have 10 shared domains. This is only for the users that didn't connected their dedicated domain, created a dedicated domain. And we have 28,000 dedicated domains that is created by the agencies and the sub-account users. So the above metrics are this for the 28,000 domains. Yeah, that's all. Thank you. Over to WordPress.
Okay, so for WordPress, we have made a major revamp to our infrastructure. So you would see a lot of changes in how fast your WordPress sites are. So the average install time has reduced from 7 minutes to 30 seconds. Now we have a super fast SSL generation. We have moved to Cloudflare CDN, and even our backup and restore happens under a minute. And import of WordPress site, the entire time has reduced from 30 minutes to somewhere under 10 minutes. And we have also greatly reduced our latency. And we are still working on improving our infrastructure and, having these figures better. And other than that, we have a few features which we have planned as well, which we'll be rolling out pretty soon. One of that is site health report. So this one will provide a real-time data on how well your system is performing with respect to their site traffic, how well is their CDN usage, what's the bandwidth usage, and what's the disk space usage. So all these real-time site health data will be available. And the next one is real-time visitor health report. So you can see all the unique visits that's coming to the WordPress site, and you can see it based on their countries, their cities, and also their top client IPs. Moving on. So other than this, we have two major requests which we often get for WordPress, and one of that is database management. So we will be coming up with this by the next quarter, and you will have database access for your WordPress site soon. And the other one is availability of staging and dev environment. So we are coming up with this as well by our Q3. So this is ideal for testing purposes. You don't have to test anything on your live site. Rather, you can test it in your staging environment and then push the changes to your live environment. So these are some of the features which we have planned for WordPress. Moving on for reputation. So for reputation, the major item that we are working on is AI-generated response to reviews. So for all the Google and Facebook reviews, you don't have to send replies manually anymore. The AI on itself will automatically generate. You can choose to, check on it and then send, or also there's an option where we have this complete AI automation. You can just choose for which reviews there has to be this AI automation to be done at what time interval, and the response will be flying out directly. So this is something that we have planned, and you will be seeing this pretty soon. This will be made available by this month. And the next one is review links. So we will be giving you Google, Facebook, as well as custom links, which you can use to get responses from your customers. And moving on, the other major feature that we are working on is social sharing of reviews. You can now choose to share any of your reviews across Facebook and Google. And the next one is review widget templates. So we already have internationalized this review widget. It's now available in 13 languages. On top of that, we are actively trying to add more review widget templates and make it more user-friendly and make it more usable. So you will be seeing major improvements in the review widget by the next quarter. So these are the updates for reputation. And also on top of that, we are also working on the UI revamp. So the reputation management page will go through a massive change. So moving on to Yext. So Yext in UK is very much around the corner. So we will be pushing it out by next week or so, and all the customers in UK can now utilize Yext, and Canada and Australia are also planned for this month itself. So all these three places will be seeing the light of Yext very soon. And apart from that, we have two more features planned, which is Yext in healthcare as well as Yext for food. So any of your clients who are in healthcare or restaurants, all their information will be published across these healthcare listing websites as well as restaurant websites, linked online platforms, which will boost their online presence as well. And other than these, we have also planned for white labeling Yext. And right now, all the information in Yext, one major complaint that we get is agencies are the only ones who are inputting the information, and we want some part of, or in fact, all of them to be, the input should be from the sub accounts level as well. So we are also working on that, and very soon the sub account in itself will be able to fill in all the details directly for Yext. So that's with Yext. Passing it on to Shivani for memberships.
Yeah, hi everyone. So memberships, as we know, is an integral part of the feature slot, wherein it's important for both the course creators and the learners, wherein they get to see the brief details about their products and their progress as well. So we are here with net revenue analytics, which is something we are already live with, and it is a feature wherein you can already compare your revenue generated across multiple purchase channels and the offers. You can also see which one of your revenue distribution is the best performer out of the selected date range. And then you can obviously choose to put out the filters via your purchase channel and the offers and sort your data according to the dates as well. So this will give you that brief analytics. And then we have video tracking. Again, this is live. This will allow all the users to track their video completion and simultaneously also resume their video courses from where they have left. So this will allow that discrepancy wherein you can, don't have to start over and over again. And it will again give you the ease to, track all of it. Then we have member analytics feature, which would be live this week, by the end of this week, most probably. Again, this will give you the detailed brief about what your learners' progress is across all the products and their subcategories as well. It will also allow you to see what the individual course is doing based on the video playback, and then you can also mark a product or a course completion based on what you want to do. You can entirely mark it as complete, and you can get rid of the discrepancies if there are any based on the learner's end. And then you can also edit the learner profile and then revoke their course access and modify their offers, which is something that you see on the right corner. Next slide. Then we have the reminders features, which again will allow you to set email and SMS reminders for courses that have not been completed, or even the categories that have not been completed, or even in the cases wherein you want to give a push to your user that, we have an offer and we want to provide you with the details. You can do that entirely by setting up an email, and you could automate the email process and then send it out. Again, this would be something which would be available in the next quarter of our slot. So yeah, next slide, please. Then we have subscription management for learner. This is something that will allow most of the members and the admins to cancel their subscription without going into Stripe. That means that clearly we will be providing it via the product itself. So there are two basic use cases to it. One is that if your subscription is not active and you want to not go ahead with it, or you are not taking any actions on it, specifically your user, we will automatically revoke your access. The second one is that if there is a dispute and you need to provide a refund for your learner, you can do that via your product itself and not, go into Stripe specifically, which is something which was not available earlier. And lastly, if there are any payment defaulters and you want to give them a notification, you can do that via the same. You can send out an email, and that will tell them that, you are not doing any activity regarding your payment, and you will get your access revoked. So that's another part which will be available in the third quarter. Then we have the certificates, which is again something most people have asked for, and it will allow the course creators to again accredit their learners with the certificates. And then it will also generate an additional stream of revenue for you guys for the certified courses. Like when a learner is done with their courses, you can tell them that, there's an additional certificate available for this, and probably you can generate revenue going forward with it. And then again, if you have to comply with any sort of educational institutions who say that, there is a requirement that you have to provide a certification, you can comply with it, and this would suffice for that. Then it will obviously allow you to log the certifications after a certain progress, the product, and the quiz completion itself, which are three different aspects in itself. And you would also allow the users to, send the certificates via email and then download it via PDF profile. That's again something, and looking ahead, we can obviously go ahead and customize these certificates. We can add price to these certificates and then again share these certificates via social platforms, which will be multiple social platforms via a share button. And then we have payment integration and coupons. This is something we have already started to work upon. And membership checkouts and offers show as payment products. So after a while, you would be able to, integrate your both coupons and payments in a similar aspect. And when you check out, you would have that option to kind of have the coupons in the same place. And you can also have the visibility on transaction process refunds and use the coupons at the same platform itself rather than having to go to and fro vice versa. And again, this is something that we are going to be having in the Q3. And then we have the last, but not the least, the important updates, which is that membership courses will now be available within the client portal. Although learners can still use this membership using the traditional way, but client portal is a new way to preview courses, which is something that Nilashish will again take you through in brief. And communities will be again released with something which is known as client portal. So handing it over to Nilashish from here on.
Yep, thanks, Shivani. Time for some community updates. So we are doing the final touch-ups and like taking the final lap on communities. This is the screen that I took a screenshot of. This is not anything that is on Figma. So this is where we are right now with communities. So basically, we are phasing out the release in multiple. Like we are actually phasing out the releases. We'll be doing 3 releases till we are there with our whole product. The first release, which comes by end of this month, will allow a location to create multiple groups. Like a single location can have multiple groups inside the platform. A single group can have multiple channels. You can call them channels, you can call them categories. It's basically, hey, look, I have a community group which is doing which is basically a real estate community maybe, and then you can categorize it based on the different categories of real estate that you are selling. So that's the use case here. You will be able to switch between courses and discussion and events here. So discussion is basically where you put in a new post, rich post, ask people to comment, like, and all of those. Learning is basically a unit of courses. So all your courses, like all the members who have access to your community group, will be able to view their courses and interact with other fellow learners who are taking up those courses as well. So that is what we are coming up initially with in terms of communities. This is exactly what it will look like when it goes live. A few more things just to add upon the like what we are releasing. Community member access control. Community will have 3 different kind of members. Contributors are basically the general users who will come to the community, contribute, comment, like, and post. Moderators will be more like more like users who will moderate individual channels, see if the comments are not offending anyone, see if if the posts are working fine. And admins are basically the community admins who have all the access to do multiple activities. So these are the 3 major stakeholders that we have inside the communities, and they will have different access control. So that is what we are coming up. Just to show you a overview of how you can create a post inside a community. So you can upload a image, you can upload a video, PDF files, and also embed YouTube, Vimeo, and Vistia links. So all of these will be available while you are creating a post. Some visuals around of how exactly it will look like and how exactly things will work when it goes live. This is threads. So this is basically a post which is posted inside the community with a video and an image, and then people are coming in and commenting with emojis. There can be child comments on top of a parent comment. They can comment with images, again, images, links, and files. Everything is acceptable even in the comments. And yeah, like just giving a fair idea of how communities will look like when it goes out on June. So another interesting thing I just wanted to note, just wanted to put it forward, is public user profiles. So these are basically user profiles of individuals which are publicly visible. You can go into the profile, see where they are from, what kind of contributions they are doing in the community, see their social information, and also the contributions to the community. Let's say you have you have your favorite person in the community and you want to just see what they are doing. You go to the public profile and basically see all the posts that they have done in the community. all the comments that they have made into individual posts and filter them out accordingly. So this gives you a comprehensive view of a particular user inside a community whom you want to follow or whom you want to like explicitly go and check. So that was all that we are releasing by end of the June. I wanted to put this forward as well, just so that everyone here has a fair idea of what community is evolving to. I already talked about these elements. Public and private free groups will be available. Moderator, admin, contributor access control. The groups will be shared. The profiles can be shared. The post can be shared, and everything is as like will support SEO. We are doing it that way. You can grab a profile link and share it across to WhatsApp, Facebook, and wherever you want, which will directly take you to the particular public profile, even if the person is not part of that community. You can create posts with images, videos, and links. There will be basic email notifications and reminders, and also there will be channels. By end of Q3, you will be having peer-to-peer chat. We will be doing a couple of restrictions, like items relating to restrictions, wherein, hey, we have a private group. I don't want everyone to join in. They need to fill up a form, and then I would approve. That is what we call as entry restrictions. And post restriction is basically someone is posting. If you have the restriction on, the post won't be live until you approve it. The course integration, the customizations, and CSS. So this plays an important part. The customize, you won't be able to customize with CSS as we launch communities by end of this month. But yeah, that is on the priority list. You will still be able to brand your communities with custom domains and other couple of things like the primary color, secondary color. But extensive customizations, advanced customizations is definitely on the list as we move towards Q3. Announcement notifications. Here we go deep into what announcements and notifications do to a community. If an admin post a very engaging post, he can send out announcements. A new post has been done on a particular group or a particular committee. We are talking about all of these coming together. And definitely paid groups where you can charge the members to, like, if you want to create a group which is very, very special or privileged, then you can definitely charge for that group. Hell, I want to charge $20 for you to join that paid group. So that is coming up by end of Q3. The final release, we are still figuring out the items here, but this is basically of all the feedback that I have got from actually you guys who has been kind enough to give me the feedback. But these are the items we are still sorting out. But on a higher level these are the things that we are likely to do in Q4, which are live rooms, hashtags, gamifications, analytics, and events and calendars. So calendars are basically where you go and book an appointment with directly with someone. There will be a public calendar, there will be a public webinar calendar, and all of it. So this is what we are currently looking at as a product for communities. And by end of Q4, we should have a full-fledged running community, but definitely a product that will be used and that can be used very well should be out by end of June. Okay, so client portal, this is an interesting concept, and I would take a minute to explain like what exactly is a client portal. So this is basically a portal that will be consumed, that will be used by your leads and by your contacts. Like the name says, client portal, and it can be branded according to your name, according to your color, according to your custom domain, and it will host a multiple plethora of customer facing things. So to start with, the communities will come inside client portal. The membership courses that we have right now will come into client portal, and then the affiliate dashboard. Let's say you're doing affiliates with your contacts. The dashboard, the affiliate side of the contact side of the dashboard will be inside the client portal. But how will client portal help you? Again, it's a more secure way where the clients and the lead and the SMEs actually interact. We will continue to scale this experience. We will be giving in things like card management, where the clients can put in their card, invoices, calls, appointments, and everything. So that is where we are going towards, to give a comprehensive solution, to give a more cohesive solution to your clients, to your leads, and branded according to the SME's branding. So this will be available, by end of this week or most likely next week. We are targeting it to be in this week. It has significant value. It has significant impact on how the clients perceive your business and how the clients actually have a healthy relationship with the business, and it will definitely help you to retain more clients as you move forward with all the features coming in. So just giving a walkthrough of how you can set up a client portal. It will be a item in the left menu or on the sides. We are still figuring it out. but you can use a subdomain with our own domain, which is clientclub.net, or you can also set up a custom domain if you want to name it. Hey, I am a dentist, I have a fancy domain in place, I want the fancy domain to be my client portal domain. You can do that. Once you set up a domain, you will be able to set up your branding where you have the portal name, you have the portal description, you can select a gradient. So there are basically two colors which will be used simultaneously at various places inside the client portal. You can select the icon, logo, and a bunch of more things which are important. So once you have customized it, like this whole experience that you see here is a customizable entity. You can customize the colors, you can customize the text here, the logo here, and the name and everything else. So once you have set it up, how will your customers get into a client portal? They can directly come in and sign up into the client portal. Once they have signed up, we will automatically create a contact inside the CRM. Also, like if you are giving, like if you are adding a particular contact to an affiliate campaign, or if you're giving a access, like if you're giving course access to a particular contact, or if you are giving, let's say, a community group access to a particular contact, every individual product will send out its own welcome email giving them the access to client portal and detailed instructions of how to log into the client portal. In that case, sign up won't be needed. They can directly come in and log in with the secure code. So this is the client portal experience. Like I already showed, this is communities and this is inside client portal. The little 9 dots here will allow you to switch between apps for, let's say, communities, courses, affiliates, and payments. That is what we are targeting by end of next quarter to be live inside client portal, and they can seamlessly switch between any of those and get into a particular app. Now the
Hey,
question
Lashish, sorry to interrupt. Will affiliates be live next quarter or this quarter?
affiliates will be live this week. Like we are just waiting, like client
In
portal
this, right?
in this week. Yep. Affiliates.
No, in this client portal, correct?
Yes, in this client portal, correct.
Yeah, so if everybody listening, just try to get the idea that this client portal is the one login eventually for everything that's client facing.
Correct. Affiliates courses will go live this week.
Sorry for the interruption. A few users in the chat are asking whether the client portal is for agencies or whether it is for sub accounts. I think just take a moment, Nilashish, and explain that who is actually logging in, like who is the client portal for?
Got it. So the client portal is for the business, for the SME, for the sub account. The people who are logging into the client portal is the leads and the contacts of that sub account. So these are the people who are consuming, let's say, the courses, who are actually your affiliates of a business, or for that sake, who are actually paying the businesses, like the end customers. So those are the people who will be using the client portal. And every sub account can have their own client portal. Like if under an agency, there can be like 6 different client portals for 6 different sub accounts. So it's a sub account level feature. Every sub account will have its own client portal.
So what it means is that, so if I'm an agency, I have some clients, those clients now have a portal where their clients can log in. So if I have dentist for a client, the dental patients can now log into the client portal and look at their historical appointments and eventually look at their invoices and everything inside the client portal.
Yep.
So isn't the answer all of the above?
Yeah, the answer is all of the above. So cool, let's keep going.
Yep. So FAQs on client portal. Will the client portal be discoverable on the internet? Yes, if you configure your SEO, we will support we will support SEO if you configure it correctly. It will be discoverable on the internet. What will happen to the users, learners who are already enrolled in the membership courses? Nothing will happen to them. The existing membership paradigm will continue to work. People can still go to the membership URL, the membership portal, and access the courses, but they can also go to the client portal and access the courses. So our recommendation is, let's try to move as many people, as many learners that you have to client portal, because sooner or later we will be in a place where we are we are asking you to use client portal. It won't be very soon, but yeah, like that should be the direction where you are asking your learners, maybe send out an email, send out a SMS, or notify them somehow to get into this new URL Nothing changes for them. The login will still work. Their email and password will still work. There's an additional way where you can log in, which is by secure code. You don't have to remember your password. We have already migrated all the membership data from our existing infra to the client portal infra. So nothing changes for you, and both will continue to work effortlessly. Just the suggestion is try to move as many learners to the client portal, because the experience will be much better when they move there. What will happen to the themes and the CSS inside? Like if you might have some themes applied to your courses, or you might have some CSS applied to the courses, what will happen to them? That they will continue to work as it is. When they view their courses inside client portal, they will see exactly what they were seeing in memberships. Nothing changes for them. Will I be able to turn on or turn off a certain app for a particular location? So when I talk about this, so it is basically, hey, I want my clients just to use courses and communities. I don't want them to offer affiliates, or I just want to do payments. I don't want to offer them any of the other. So that level of permissions will be available at the location, like where you can selectively turn off certain child apps that you do not want to display in the client portal. And yeah, you can move ahead with it. This particular permission will start at location level. If needed, if you guys come back and tell, hey, I want it for a specific user to do this and specific user to do that, based on the complexity, we can think of a solution where it can become a user level permission. But yeah, to start with, it will be a location level permission. Yeah, these are like the phases of client portal. Alpha release going this week will have affiliate, membership courses, community groups. Beta release will have all the permissions I talked about: invoices and payment management, appointment booking, support chat, announcements. And the final release will have calling and SMS, subscription and CAD management, upsells, and a PWA, which will be like a completely mobile installable progressive web app for the client portal. That was it from community and client portal. We have a very interesting release coming up on snapshots. We are almost done with agency level audit logs for snapshot. So when you go to the audit log section on your at the agency level, in the modules, you can select the filter for snapshots, and it will show you all the logs for when the snapshot is created, by who has created it, when the snapshot is refreshed, and when the snapshot is pushed to a particular location. So all the details that that gets captured when a snapshot is created, you can go into under these three dots and view all the details. Similarly, if you refresh a snapshot, whatever has changed, so you have an existing snapshot and you refresh it, whatever has changed, all the deltas and all the information will be available here. And similarly, when you push to a particular sub account, like a particular snapshot, you will be able to see the location details and what got pushed. So this is coming out maybe next week. That's what we are targeting as of now. And it should be a good, healthy feature for all of you guys who are raising support tickets right now regarding, hey, who was the guy who pushed that snapshot? Again, you revert it back. I don't know what to do. So this is where we are helping you out with accurate tracking of what and how snapshots are snapshots are being used by multiple agency users. Yep. Wrapping up with the mobile app updates. Notifications 2.0, this will be coming up in the next update that you get. The immediate next update, we have done massive improvements on the notifications, the home screen. We were closely looking at the data of what can be the best module that needs improvement. And it was a clear, like, notifications was a clear winner. Like most of you were using notifications to move across modules and different things. So we tried to optimize that experience for you. The notifications will now have 3 filters. You can, if you're an agency user logged into multiple sub accounts, this will be a powerful filter for you, where you can select the location for which you want to see the notifications. Once you select the location, the notifications will automatically filter out. There are quick actions, so you don't have to go inside the module actually, but just see the message here, hit on the reply button, a bottom sheet will open up. Just type in your reply and hit the button, and the message is automatically replied. So these are the 2 improvements. There are a couple of more improvements here. The second type of filter is basically a type filter, where you can select what notification type you want to see. Do you want to see the appointments, the conversation, task, any social notifications or custom notifications? You can just select the type and the notification set will filter automatically. The status field is basically a read and unread notification. If you have any unread notifications, you can select the filter as unread, and that gets applied. So, and not just the reply button, even appointment. If a new appointment is booked, you can directly change the status of that appointment from confirmed to declined, anything that you want. Again, it will open a bottom sheet which will have elements like what change you want to do to the appointment. So all these actions are right up in front of your home screen, and this is coming up in the next major update that we push out. So I had this video put in because I was not able to figure out how to do it with screenshots, but I'll quickly explain what we have done. So you can see all the notification filters that were not available in mobile will be live. Like you can filter by unread, read, latest, uh, last message direction, last message type, and everything else. You can apply those filters, and yep, this will be completely like this. The conversational list will start respecting all the filters. The major update that we have done here is all the conversations that you have, we are storing it as a local database in your system, in your phone. So all the filter applications won't take even a second to load. We are filtering out locally, we are searching it locally. So the speed improvements that you will see from the next update will be massive. That is what, like this is one of the major updates in conversation. There's a couple of more things in the next slide. Quick filter. So this is a brand new concept or a brand new experience of filtering conversations. Let's say you have a set of filters, like you want to see an Instagram message, which is an outbound message and which is unread. So this is your combination. You can set that filter in, like just set that filter in, and right at the bottom, there is an option to save it as a quick filter, right? So when you click at save it as a quick filter, you get a pop-up which asks for the name of the quick filter. Hey, this is my Instagram filter. You save it as a quick filter, and this starts to automatically show up over here. So when you click here, basically what you will get is you will get the filter list. So these are all the 3 filters that I have. If I go back a bit, these are all the 3 filters that you will have. This is your saved views. Basically, when you click any of these filters, the filters get automatically applied so that you don't have to do it again and again, because we have so many filters right now. So the top 3 filters will automatically save for you, and you can apply the filter and get the desired conversation view. This is the Yep, and few more conversation updates. This is basically bulk action, long press, bulk action. This list opens up, select all of these. You can do multiple actions. You can mark all of them as read. This was been asked for like a lot, many of you since, I don't know, since forever, but yeah, it's now here. You can delete multiple, like all the messages together. And when you go to more, you can perform a couple of more actions that is here, like maybe starting all the messages, unstarting them, deleting them, and marking them as read. So this is the bulk action thing that is coming up in conversations. The next thing is easy actions. So when you swipe the particular conversation tile as left, it will automatically unread a message which is read. And if you again swipe it left, it will automatically mark the message as read. This is the similar experience that you see in most of the messaging apps, and we have tried to replicate it to ease how you use the mobile app. And again, when you swipe right, you can star and you can perform a bunch of more actions like delete and etc, etc. So these updates, again, the next update that you get should have all of these. Next slide. Yeah. So we are coming up with insights. Insights is basically a module which was already there. Like you had the dashboard cards on right up in your home screen, right? So we have decided to improve that, the dashboards. We are trying to give you as much information in the mobile. So as on the go, you can think, like contemplate on whatever is happening inside your business and take decisions later on when you go back to the web. That's the thinking, or that's the direction we are taking. So we are giving you healthy informations regarding the performance. So the first thing is sales dashboard. This is something that you guys already had, but we have introduced filters to it, where you can filter the opportunities, the pipeline value, and based on like a particular pipeline, you can filter it by count or amount. For some, it might be important to get more leads. For some, it might be important to get more revenue, more amount, more money. So you can filter by count, and then obviously you can filter by date. So, and when you select a pipeline, you can also see the distribution of these opportunities across the various pipelines, like if well, across various stages. So how many of them attended, how many of them consulted, how many of them called. When you click on this, you can see and browse through all the details inside the sales dashboard. The marketing dashboard is basically starting it with email campaigns. So these are basically bulk action emails that you send out. When you send out an email, you will be able to see all the campaigns that are scheduled, draft, or sent, along with the scheduled date and the executed date. When you click on any of these campaigns, you can see the statuses like stats, basically how many of them got delivered, opened, clicked, soft bounce, etc., etc. You can even see like among the recipient list who all got the email delivered and who all didn't get it due to any kind of error. So we will continue to improve the dashboards. We are investing more and more of exactly what kind of data we should show to the SMEs and the agencies as well. Will definitely make a lot more sense and will tell a story which can guide you to take better decisions while you're on the go. So that's the idea that we are presenting here and we are coming up with. The last thing, tap to pay. I think it would be better if I can share my Figma here and just guide you guys, like take you guys through of exactly what we call them.
It is a POS.
Yes, it's
Quote
the
from the last. Okay, awesome.
POS. So terminal payments, you call it terminal payments, you call it tap to pay, you call it accept payments on the go, whatever you call it. It's basically you can use your Android and iOS phone above a certain version to accept payments directly from your clients. Like they will bring their credit card, they will tap on the screen, and that's it. So this is the whole experience. You enter the amount, you can add taxes and discounts, you can add items and things like that. You go to proceed to charge, you get to the screen where you can charge via tap to pay or enter card. This is coming in after tap to pay. Like tap to pay is what we are currently working upon. So when you click on tap to pay, you directly go to this screen which asks the client to hold the card on your phone. When they hold it on the screen, the payment gets done. You can send the receipt via email, or you can download the receipt of that payment and send it across any other different mode. Like this will download a PDF receipt. So that is what we are doing in the mobile app, and this is coming out really soon. I guess that's it from our presentation. And yep, the best way to reach out to the product team is through the ideas board. We are constantly monitoring your feedbacks. We are constantly monitoring your ideas, be it how niche your use case is. We actually care a lot about what you say and what you want us to build. So head to ideas board. If you have a brilliant idea, if you have a particular use case that we are not solving yet, put it in the ideas board. Also, like we have a very good change log, like all the releases that goes out continuously. We do a lot of releases throughout the month, like if not month, we do a lot of releases in a single day. So if you want to keep a track of all the releases and all the updates that are coming out in high level, you want to keep yourself updated and actually don't miss out on the important updates, go to ideas.gohighlevel.com/changelog. This is where we put all the release notes, all the detailed information of all the new releases that are coming out. Thank you so much. That's all we had. I think we will be answering all the questions in the chat. And over to you, Nico. Thank you.
Thank you, Neelashish. Yeah, awesome work. Amazing updates, truly. And like Neelashish said, guys, if you have any questions outside or even still pertaining to any of those updates, you can now enter them in the chat and we will read through them and go through as many as we can before we hit the end. So the starting first question is from Abel. It's a SaaS configurator. In the spirit of internalization, is there going to be a Stripe alternative like PayPal, Stripe, NMI, authorized.net? Anyone have an answer on that?
Yeah, I can take
Looking
that.
for international payments, right?
Yes, international payments, I assume.
Perfect.
So which countries are you looking to operate SaaS in? And why is Stripe not working out?
Abel, are you here? You can unmic and talk.
Okay,
So I'll just give
I'll
a
speak for them. I'm in South Africa.
Yeah, so the good thing is we are working closely with Stripe on certain geographies. So India is one of them. South Africa is another one. In all of these places, Stripe will soon start supporting Stripe Connect. It is on their roadmap, and those guys are working towards it. And the moment it is supported there, we'll just have to make a few changes here and there on our platform, and we should be able to support that as well. That seems to be the easier route for now.
Awesome. Thanks, Shivam. Next question we have is from Stockton. Got a quick question about VAT taxes.
Yeah. First off, you guys are slaying it. I've got a man crush with Nilsys right now because of all those membership releases. Those are awesome. Only quick question I have, and I'm just kind of wondering if you guys have this is in the plans or not. It's on the ideas board a lot, but my clients, probably the number one recommendation and feedback I get is they want some sort of integration with VAT taxes. We have just a ton of international clients, and right now the workaround is to use a Stripe checkout page because Stripe does automatically calculate taxes, and then you have to zap that over back to high level through API and have that all calculate and stuff. And so I'm wondering if there's anything in the works right now to make that already within a high level checkout page to automatically calculate taxes with instead of domestic US or international as well.
Yes, so definitely we do have that in the plan, and as we speak, we are currently working on that exact Stripe tax integration. So our plan is to go live sometime during end of this month or early July. So that's the timeline.
Okay, cool. So you're saying the VAT tax integration you're working in, you said will be the end of this month of July?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's fast. Awesome. Cool. That's it. Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, Stock. Next question we have is from Mohammed. When will you guys launch communities and customer portals?
Customer portal coming out next week with affiliates and memberships. Community coming out by end of June inside customer portal.
Boom. Next one we have is from Jesse. Is there a way to search for contacts in the mobile app without using the +1 or country code?
Okay, like, does that not happen right now?
So
I'll hop in real quick. That's my question. I have a lot of home service providers, and to ask them to use the country code every time they're trying to ask for a review request on the mobile app, if they type in their phone number.
Yeah, this is obvious. Come on. Just automatically use the country code. This is like such a no doubt question. No one in the United States even knows country codes exist, FYI.
Yeah, no, we can fix that. So yeah, so when we get a 10-digit number, we would automatically just append the location country code. So that's how we handle it on web. We just have to make a slight change on the mobile app. So we can take that up.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jesse. Next question we have is from Dutch. Quick question. Are y'all working on social share buttons for our blogs so a reader can click and straight share it to their Facebook page or LinkedIn, for example?
Yes. Pooja there?
Yes, I'm around. Can you just repeat that question? I'm so sorry.
No, totally. Are y'all working on a social share button for our blogs so the reader can click and straight share it to their Facebook page or LinkedIn, for example?
So currently we are working on something that is like, the RSS feed for blog post sharing. So where, the user just has to add in their URL of RSS, and then the blog post will go out to any of the socials that they've selected. So ideally we want to automate it rather than like a single click button that, manually every time the customer will have to click. So this is already in our roadmap right now.
No, I think this is a little different. I mean, the customer wants a button where the reader of the blog wants to click on that and then share it to their group.
Share it to their person.
Yeah.
So we have that on our roadmap as a feature, also the social share part of it, Like first we are going to do the automated one, but the second one we have it on our roadmap. Like I don't have a timeline around right now, but I can share it once like the next quarter comes up. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Next one is from Mary Sue. Lots of my clients are having pages that aren't loading, meaning they're blank. They go to the calendar settings and no calendars load, and they have to clear cache. And she's saying that she believes it's related to internationalization or internalization, sorry. And she's asking when would those stop?
Internalization doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's an international. I can't spell. Internationalization is my theory.
So give me a link. And what's your ticket number?
I will have to find the ticket number I last put in.
Okay, give me the ticket number so I can escalate it.
It just is happening a lot. A lot of the clients in there
should never happen though, right? So
okay,
yeah, give me the ticket number and I'll say, hey, this is happening a lot. What's the root cause?
Okay, I will do that.
So,
thanks.
Mary,
how
is
many
this only for calendars, or has this experience been on other modules as well?
I've
Just
had
trying
it
to-
happen on calendar settings page multiple times with different clients, and the other weird one is emails. Some people can't, it's like not allowing them to drag and drop on
That's
there.
because they have stupid Chrome extensions that if they go to an incognito window, it'll absolutely work.
It doesn't.
It does. Get me
I
on the
have
screen,
had them do it.
Or it's custom code. Get me on the phone with those people. I'll tear them in half. They're so wrong. If you think that there's some huge email builder drag and drop issue, that's just nuts.
Well, it's not. I know it's not. It's just, it's
See?
weird. It's been happening since the internationalization started. That's why I was thinking it was.
Maybe they just need a hard clear cache, but that's so weird.
That's what I've been telling them to do.
Pooja,
and that
Pooja,
works.
you're here.
Yeah,
Pooja,
I'm here.
connect
Also,
with Mary Sue. Connect with Mary Sue on this, because
I'll do that.
any issue on our side, we'll crush it. But every time I deal with this, it's just some stupid Chrome extension. But Mary
So
Sue
I
is
think
better
these are-
than the block, so when she
these
says
could be-
try that, believe her.
So these could be two separate issues. So Mary, just send us the ticket numbers anyway. The drag and drop issue has to be some Chrome extension. Like Sean said, that's what always happens. But the other issue where you said that components on the page don't load when you visit them and then you clear cache and it starts working. Just give us all of like as many instances of that as possible. So we'll run that down.
And also, Mary,
Thank you.
just let us know in case if you switch back to English, does it work? Right. So that way you will know for sure whether it is the international languages causing this issue. So just ask the user to revert back to
She's
English
not
and see
switching
if
out
it
of English. I bet you money. Ready? See?
Yeah.
See that head shake? Nope. That's the point. It's just it happened. She's just trying to relate as to when it started happening.
Got it.
I've got a lot of the same issues as well. Download toggle button won't show up in membership on 6 or 7 different locations. Same with the drag and drop. It feels like cache, but we clear it and we cannot get it to work.
Great. That's fantastic. That is my beautiful best day ever, because if you can replicate it, we can fix it. So ticket numbers in the chat, please. Pooja is on it.
Next question is from Pamela, actually, too. She has a question about the proposals and contracts, and if this is still on track for the end.
Oh yeah,
of
I have
June.
that question too.
Yeah. So yeah, we are working on that now. So just yesterday I saw the first version of it. It got installed in a staging, but then there's a lot of backend work is still going on. We are still planning to release it by end of June. In case it doesn't happen, probably early July. That's a timeline we are looking at.
Awesome. Thank you, Nessa. Next question is from Charles. I'm on LC Phone Agency wide. However, I have a client that wants to connect their own Twilio. Will there be a way to manage the LC Phone / Twilio per sub account?
It actually increases a lot of complexity on our side. So probably we won't build a feature out of it. But here's the thing, just reach out to our support team, give them the SID and auth, and we will swap out that one client for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shivam. James Hurst has a question. I've seen some work around here. People are creating a dummy contact email address for submitting forms. Is there any plans to be able to submit forms that do not need to be tied to a contact? Also, any updates on custom objects?
So on the for the question on forms, yes, James, we do have that in the plan to delink the form submissions from the contact itself. But we have other basic things to take care of in the forms as a product itself. So we are working on them. So once we run through that list, we will have this. So definitely this is in our to do. We will get there. I don't know. I don't have the answer on custom objects though. Siddharth?
Yeah, Puru, do you want to take that?
Yeah. So also any updates on custom objects? This is from James.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll take that up. James, so we are reviewing this custom objects, and it should be part of our next quarter.
Awesome. Thanks, James. Next question is from Elias. Did I see an update somewhere to format and sign an estimate inside high level?
So I'm going to assume that this is again a question on proposals and estimates. Yes. So as part of the estimates release, we will have an ability to define your product's pricing and add a signature element so that the customer of the location will be able to, when they agree to the estimate, they also put their signature in there. So that will be part of the estimates release.
That was my question. If I could please add a follow-up question, which is currently I have agreements which people sign, and to format them correctly, I send them to Google Docs and do a zap. If I can remove Google Docs out of the equation and just have it internalized an agreement just in high level, I'm assuming a proposal or an estimate is that same idea. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. So when you create your proposal, you will be able to add your images, videos, and of course the text box itself. And the text box is now expandable, and it's something that's going to follow the A4 size standards, and you will have the formatting capability. So you can choose your font and the size, headers, different heading styles, etc. So you will be able to do a complete formatted text of that. So then you added a text element at the bottom, you can send it as a contract. So that will be totally possible in the estimates release.
Fantastic. And when is that release due?
So yeah, we are planning for end of June, but there are some resourcing challenges there. So if it gets delayed, likely early July.
Okay. While I'm on the mic, maybe I can use it selfishly to ask a question which just plagued me for 7 months. I've not been able to figure this out. If anybody can help me, I appreciate it. My problem is in round robin calendar. The question I have is there a way to have a unique user link in round robin calendar, which can be sent by email so somebody can click the link and schedule only for that specific user in round robin calendar?
Hey, yes, this is Abhishek. Yes, so we don't really have any ability to right now copy an individual's link. However, with the select staff feature available, what you can do, and this is just a workaround, wherein you can, if whichever user you want to or staff you want the personal link, you just select that staff, and if you see the URL gets updated with that individual user. So that is probably from where you can copy and share it via the email.
I'm pretty sure there is a workaround there, and it's possible. So
it is
hold on.
possible. So you would go into the person's profile and assign that round robin calendar as their user calendar. And when you use the user calendar merge, it will send it out and auto assign it to them. That is how it works.
Yes,
thanks.
Charles. If you want more details there, Les, I'm throwing my email in the chat as well. Just send me an email with that, and I'll send you the help articles and how to.
Shouldn't we have this feature?
I mean, we do. It's not properly documented. Like Charles said, he was able to do it. We just need to document it better, and I guess
this has plagued me for months. I mean, 7 months I've been scratching my head, and I will absolutely follow up with this because it is. Please,
we should add it to the documentation though. Then at least,
so. And it's been working for more than 7 months, so that sucks. But just shoot me an email, and we will get that taken care of, and we'll make sure that we add the docs so no one else is stuck on that.
Yes, because I have a pipeline which is stage, and as people move through the stage, it'd be great to have that calendar link basically update, because it goes from like.
And that's the exact use case we built that for, LAS. So it's exactly for that case where as you're moving through, there's different people assigned to the contact, and whoever is assigned to the contact, have them use that particular person's booking.
Please,
That's
I
the
need
case it will.
I need help because I've got like 300
All right.
leads. It's gonna
Just
be
send the
awesome.
email.
Yeah. Shoot me an
Thank
email
you.
and
We get
we'll
it.
get it figured out.
Send the email. We'll get you help faster. I promise.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next question we have is from Chris. Do you have plans to make the search compatibility of contacts more robust so contacts can be searched
No,
by more
we're gonna make
things?
it. We're gonna make it worse. Actually, I think we're gonna get rid of it. Sid,
I
go for
figured
it.
that's what you guys were going to do, Sean. I figured the plan was to make it worse. So
I
that's why I'm
love
asking.
questions like that. Whenever I get them, I immediately task out the product team to disable and or degrade that function.
I love Sean Carr.
I guess the better question is, how soon are you planning to do that?
To what extent, man? It's the generalization of those questions that kill me.
Yeah, so it's very specific. I mentioned my question. Be able to search by address, be able to search. What was the other one that I mentioned?
Company name. So I think
company name. Search by address, search by company name. Those two things I've had multiple requests for.
Yep. Yeah, Chris, we have it in the roadmap. It will be done very soon. Yep.
Yeah. And I think what you should do is make sure on the next town hall presentation, we kind of at least throw a dart on it. But I guess we're redoing some of the smart list, making sure additional columns are added in, and adding the search functionality fairly straightforward. So let's get that done.
Thanks, guys.
And for those of you who would like specific answers, please remember to ask specific questions. Otherwise, you'll just get smart ass answers
John,
from me.
my question was specific.
Well, I know I didn't read it. I heard it. So that's what I meant. But I love you, Chris. Don't worry.
Yeah, I love you too, Sean. Love all you guys.
I just didn't get a chance to pop off at anybody yet on this call. So I targeted you because I knew you could take it.
Try
Who's
hard
next?
to offend me.
Pamela's next. Members area, are there any plans to improve the lessons area to allow for multiple videos and column buttons in lessons?
Yes, so we are exploring this avenue. Like I have been getting requests of adding multiple lessons, not just multiple videos, but multiple elements like text elements and more buttons and all of those. Yep. So we are exploring that. Like we are still in a phase where we are doing our research. Once we have something concrete, maybe in the next quarter or the following one, like we will be able to estimate it better, like what exactly we are coming up with. But we are trying to gather as much information as we can regarding the improvements in the lessons page. So if you have any specific feedbacks, like I'll be dropping my email, just send them across like exactly what you want, and I'll be taking a good note of them.
Awesome. Thank you. Property funnels is next. Question for the CRM team. Okay, never mind. Sita just answered that one. Next one is from Dia. Question, user available hours. Can we make it stick to the set schedule on the get-go, not like now that it will always default to Monday through Friday, 12 a.m., 12 a.m., even after setting it up before saving to create the user?
Yeah, Dia, can you elaborate this a bit more? I couldn't get the question very clearly.
Yes. So when you add an employee or a new staff on the My Team section, and then you expand the availability hours or available hours of that user, let's say, because it will default to 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. Monday to Friday. So I set it like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then I click save. When I go back, it will revert to 12 a.m. to 12 a.m.
So even after saving, okay, so what you're saying is you add the team member, you set their availability to 8 a.m. to, let's say, 5 p.m. And even after hitting save, when you go back, it resets?
Yes.
Got it. We'll take a look at that.
Yeah, I think that's an issue, but yeah, I'll just check and let you know. I'll just drop in my email, and maybe, if you have a support ticket for it. If not, then I'll just take a look at it and reply back to you on this.
Thank you.
Thank you. Walter has the next question. When will incoming calls on the browser happen? Same with call center feature. Can the pause then hitting 0 multiple times be eliminated on the dialer as well? So 2 parts.
Yeah, that's my question.
I'll take phone systems for 1,000. Alex, who's got that? Who's got that question?
I can take it. So when will incoming calls on the browser happen? Same with call center feature. So incoming calls is on the roadmap. I'm guessing it'll be later part of Q3 is what we are aiming for. Incoming calls are already available on the mobile app, so feel free to use it on the mobile app till then. Same with the call center feature. Like, what is the call center feature?
The one I'm talking about specifically is if I have a round robin on a salespeople for a call, I'd like to have it set so, you know, it would look at their availability and funnel off to that person. Right now, it just goes to, you know, just round robins. It doesn't look at their availability of their profile. So
Got
having
it.
something like that would be nice to have
Got it.
as a start.
So, yeah. So we do have plans to build the call routing, the IVR system where, you know, somebody calls you and then it's like, hey, press 1 for sales, press 2 for support, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We have plans to build that, but we haven't actually thought about this exact thing, you know, which is like round robining the inbound call through agents.
Yeah.
But what I would do is I would just note that down. And I think the better thing would be just throw it on the ideas board. Anything that gets a lot of votes gets built. So, I mean, that's how it works.
Okay.
And will that also include three-way calls by any chance?
And we already have three-way calls.
As in person 1, 2, and 3 can all be on the call at the same time?
Yes, we have a warm transfer. We also have a cold transfer. So let's say I'm talking to you and I just want to forward this call to somebody else. I can do that. Case 2, I'm talking to you. I want somebody else to join the call. I can do that as well. So we have both the functionality as of today on the soft form.
I did not know that. I will have to go learn how that works.
Yeah, and that last thing I just said is like if you use the dialer on the browser, you hit 0 multiple times, there's like a pause only on that digit. So a lot of the phone numbers I have 2 zeros in it, and it just always messes me up because, anyways, it's just kind of a weird bug thing.
That's a bug, Walter. I want a ticket on that.
All right.
No, I'm able to type in as many zeros as I want. Like, just let's make sure I'm able to catch this. So what you're saying is if I go to the dialer.
Yeah, okay.
And I press the 0, 0, 0.
Right, but there's a pause if you depending on if you're hitting something else like any other number.
So if you hit any other number and then you go and you want to go 0, 0, so go 4, 0, 0, click. Where's the pause, Walter?
I could show you my screen if you like.
You got and tell me you did the thing I always ask everyone to do first, which is you tried it in incognito. So I can take out all of your crappy Chrome extensions that you people download and don't even give a thought to the fact, inject custom code into the browser that we can't control.
And by the way, rest assured that if people were not able to type 2 zeros consecutively, you know, we would have heard about it. I'm pretty sure a lot of people type those numbers. But yeah, take over the screen. Let's take a look at it.
Right now, if I hit 2 zeros twice, it's a plus button. So
what? Huh? Who?
That's the plus button if I hit 2 zeros twice. If I do it really fast with my mouse, it'll just do a plus. Everything else works fast, but 0 is always wrong.
So a long press does put a plus. Like I mean, that's how the keypad works.
Yeah,
so you're saying they go
incognito first. Yeah, it does a plus for me. So you know, I didn't check it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
try double clicking the 0.
Yeah,
800,
like a double click
does 8 plus. So I can't do 800 like really fast.
Okay. So what you're saying is when you type in really fast.
1, 2, 3, that works, but that's a plus. Yeah. There you go. Replicated.
Okay.
Great job.
So it's actually a feature, but we'll get that fixed. We can see how that could be a problem.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah. So many times when you need to put in country codes, and I mean, if you see there is a plus behind the 0, and that's how the dialer works. But I can see how it can be a problem when you type it really fast. It assumes it to be a plus.
Yeah, and actually, on your other question, Walter, Varun, can you update on that one? Actually, I think there's slight inaccuracy on the inbound dialing on the browser.
Inbound calling, I guess it's in dev right now, right, Sean?
Yeah, it is in dev.
You said Q3.
And so we are in Q2 right now.
Right. So
it is in dev. It will get QA'd. We will release it gradually. So
you don't think inbound browser calling will be released in Q2?
Yeah, I mean, even if it gets released, everyone is going to be surprised and happy. But if we say
You're
Q2
saying,
and
I
it
see what you're
doesn't-
saying. You're hedging your bets. Got it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, for the record, it was on the roadmap for Q2, but it might get pushed a little bit. That's how I think about it. But it's close.
All right. Appreciate your times, guys. Thanks.
And then also, is it going to come with Ring out all out of the box, or is that next?
I'm actually not aware of that. I think Shubham has a ring wall strategy, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
What we know for a fact is if you have users who have an assigned Twilio phone number, it would work like magic. But if you have like, let's say 10 people sharing the same phone number, how is that going to work? I'm not aware of that specific.
Yeah, so I think
Yeah, Sean, it will ring all of them, right? It will ring all of them. That's how it will
so
work.
hey, so Walter, so just going back to your call center feature construct.
Yeah.
So the way I can see the world working is like forget like who cares what your schedule is? It's more like, hey, if I'm logged into the phone and I'm in that and I'm in that group, ring them all.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That solves for exactly what you're trying to do anyways, and it's probably the more common situation, which is like, hey, everybody in this group, all hands on deck.
That's right. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Clearly have not used that 3D printer in a while. Just saying.
We talking about all the time.
You hung a bag on the stuff. It can't rotate.
Yeah, there's no way the extruder can work on that one.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. My son has that same one. He loves it.
Get the motherboard that's quiet. Makes it quiet. World changes.
That way, like my entire house isn't like wee.
Yes, it's so amazing.
All freaking day. Okay, I will do that. Thank you.
Worth it. It's worth it.
Okay.
Thanks, Walter, for the question. Next one we have is from Glenn, and we are at nearing the end. It's 12:30, so we're going to do a little sprint on these last few questions, and then we'll wrap it up. This one is from Glenn, and there's multiple parts. Can I get a quick update on the CRM enhancements below? Multiple actionable email addresses and phones, ability to CC on an email, peer sublocations together, connect a contact to more than one location, and additional objects besides contact and company.
Hi, Glenn. I'll take that up, Nico. So to begin with, multiple actionable email addresses. We already have at the conversation page level, Glenn, anything specific you are looking for this?
I'm looking to be able to choose on the fly what email address I'm going to send something to for a contact, and same thing with the phone, because they have a cell phone, an office phone, regional phone.
For email, we already have that then. So at the conversation page level, you can choose if the contact has multiple email, you can choose which one to send, and you can choose from a dropdown of additional emails. So that's already there for multiple emails. A multiple phone per contact is something we are going to be releasing by next week. So it's very close. It's already in QA, and I think by next week it should be live. Yeah. So that's the first one. Any question there, Glenn, or can I move to the next one?
Yeah. So you're saying on the fly in conversations, if I want to send an email, I can, for that contact, I can switch the emails currently?
That's right.
I know. I thought in the record you can do. Okay.
At the conversation page, so you can choose one as primary and others are additional. So at the conversation page level, you can select another one from the additional emails, and you can send an email to. So that is already available. If you have any challenges, just let me know.
Will do.
Multiple phone will be live by next week. Moving to the next one, I'm going to CC on. Yeah. So this is the outbound CC functionality will be live by this quarter itself. Again, we are close, and I think in next 2 weeks, this should be live. The next one ties sub locations together. So you're talking about the merge sub accounts?
Yeah. So in my case, again, I have a hierarchy franchise situation. So I could have like 4 or 5 businesses. They're all owned by the same parent company, but they may be different names. So when you put them in company right now, if the names match, then GHL will match them for companies. But if the names don't match, then there's no real way to tie these companies together.
Okay, got it. So you're talking about the companies, not the locations in the sense of subaccounts.
Well, it's
Got it.
companies and locations.
Right,
So
right.
company X buys company Y. Now they have 5 locations under one name, 5 locations under the name, but still all the same company now.
Right. I will look into this, Glenn. I don't have a
So
specific answer
merging
to this right
companies
now.
upon
The
acquisition.
merging, yeah.
Yeah, we
Right.
just need like some kind of a way, even if I can manually code and go, this belongs, somehow have somewhere I could check it off and go, this belongs to this belongs to this. So that when I pull up the company, all the sublocations will come below it. Theoretically, in a great world, then I would be able to access all the contacts associated with them as well. I know that's asking a lot at this point, but if we can just tie the companies together first, that would be a step in the right direction.
Sure. I will look into this, Glenn, and get back to you.
Okay.
Connect a contact to more than one location. Yeah, perfect. So I think we are reviewing this. We do have it in the roadmap. We don't have an ETA at this point in time. And I'm assuming, just correct me if I'm wrong, talking about mapping one contact to multiple companies. That's what you're looking for?
Again, I have a franchise world. I have like a regional manager who covers 3 states or 15 locations, whatever it is. I need to tie that person to all those 15 locations somehow.
Sure. And if you can just upvote this on the ideas board or create one, Glenn, that would really help us to prioritize this. We do definitely have this on our radar, but we don't have a prioritized ETA at this point in time. So we'll be definitely monitoring that at the ideas board level. If you can upvote it to an existing idea, that'd be great. Additional object besides, so I think we touched upon this earlier. We definitely have, we are reviewing this internally in terms of creating custom objects apart from contacts in company, as you just mentioned. And this should be part of our next quarter. And yeah, so that's the status on this.
I know James Hurst is big. James Hurst wants that feature too. I know.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, James, I'm fighting for you. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thanks,
Next
Thank you,
question we have is from D. Will there be a?
I got Skip.
Oh, Peter.
Yes. So I have been trying to track down someone to give this to for the last 3 months.
Okay.
So there is a malware browser guard block on a subdomain called content.apisystem.tech. I don't know if it has to do with forums or videos or what it is, but anyone that has a security browser plugin can't see a landing page for the most part in high level. It just needs to be false positive reported to Malwarebytes.
Did you open a ticket with those guys to ask them why?
I've opened 7 different tickets. I've talked to more than
with the
4 hours
Malwarebytes
with people.
guys.
So
no
one seems to care. So I'm just letting you guys all know.
So no funnel page at all can be viewed.
No, it's not that they can't be viewed. It's that they don't functionally function.
Got it.
Because of
right. So if someone uses some Lamo plugin,
Malwarebytes browser guard. It's like the top 3 security plugins for.
It's okay. We'll reach out to that company and we'll try to get that URL unblocked. I mean, again, so
it's a really weird subdomain. I haven't ever seen it before. apisystem.tech. I don't know why it's not lead connector, but.
No. So it used to be lead connector, but the problem is we use multiple white label domains like that to serve our funnels. And the reason is exactly what you mentioned. A small portion, so this content.apisystem.tech is used only to fetch certain images. And you're complaining about a particular URL being blocked on it. Just imagine what if, somebody does something funny. It happens
virtually 100% of any time I have videos on a landing page.
Oh, I know. Yeah. No, I trust me. I'm aware. The number of security systems in the world that run around blocking URLs incorrectly is
right. And the only reason I'm complaining is because I've been trying to tell someone for.
Oh no, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. I'm just excited to watch all those people go bankrupt because at this point, Microsoft and Apple have it in the bag. So move on.
Thank you.
Not you, but people who buy that stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. Next question is from D. Will there be granular permission or user permission group that can still override per individual? Oh, still be overridden per individual.
Yes, we are already working on this. This is in progress. Yep. Grant a permission for users at the account level, and also we are going to come up with the permissions at the agency level as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Next one is from Abel. It's about payments. Any chance of getting a merchant rotator to control merchant limits and limit risks?
Abel, can you please elaborate that? What does it mean?
Oh no, I know what this is. Varun, this is like Robin brings this up all the time. What's the dealio here?
What is the question?
The merchant rotator thing, right? So like I'm selling the sketchy product on and then I like hit a limit or something and I'm going to move my sketchy product to the next payment thing, something like that.
It's not on the list for now. Not
Yeah, definitely it's not on the list.
Ideas list.
Yeah.
Awesome. Next question we have is from D. Is it possible to do a font preview in the funnel builder?
That's a good
Yes,
one.
that is
team's actually working. Yeah, go for it, Nasa.
Yeah, that is definitely in our radar. So we want to give the preview before you actually select the font. So yeah, we are running through the list of customer feedback. So this will get done.
Awesome. Next one is from Steve. Plans to update the dashboard from the 2001 look.
Yes. So is Sharmishka here?
Killing me, Smalls.
No, Shamisa is not here, but definitely again, this is another thing that we have in radar and we know that we have to update it. We know it is old and we have plans to retain some of the data points from the dashboard and to make it more modern and more.
2001 was a killer year. I'm just telling you.
I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying.
So don't hate. No, didn't Sharmishta just show? Was it Sharmishta who just showed off like this cool dashboard concept?
Yeah. So I think that is a good one. So on the agency dashboard, like Nilashish, if you don't mind, just quickly share your screen and let's go over the new agency dashboard. And very soon, the location dashboard is also going to look and feel the same way. So it was in your slide, and I think the first slide of the SaaS section.
Yep. So I'm trying to.
So eventually, all parts of the app are going to look like this. And I mean, you might have seen that certain areas of the app are already starting to look a lot more modern. But the goal is, so if you go back. Yeah. So this is the new agency dashboard and it would look like this. And this is the same design, these are the same design principles that we will take to the sub account dashboard as well.
Yeah, that is very nice looking.
Steve, you remember this song, Steve?
Unlike the 2001 look that we've got going on.
Just so you know, do you remember the song? Number one, 2001, baby, right there.
I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, don't worry. We're the 2001 look is going away. I'm sad about it myself. I've been hanging on, but yeah, it's going away.
Next question we have is from Mohammed. Is there any progress on WhatsApp integration with conversations? Oh, sorry. Was this already answered? I feel like it was.
Because on the
you don't give a really good explanation. And it was also in the presentation as a slide. But basically, we're working real hard to get it out real soon. And we'd already have it out if it wasn't for Meta, but we're real close.
Awesome. Next one is from JJ. Can we block custom CSS to agency level dashboards? 90% of my client issues went away when I removed all the custom CSS.
Great idea. Don't use custom CSS. Totally agree with that. But you want to block it? I don't get it. Like you want like an agency only apply CSS and a not apply it to the sub accounts.
It was a joke, Sean, because we were talking about all the Chrome features and all that. And I'm like, let's just block all the agency CSS.
Oh, I know. I agree. I trust me. I hired
to do my
how many
CSS
times I've
from the
Googled disable Chrome extensions, like if we could programmatically do it. I got, I wanted to actually, or like, you could throw up a warning, but then I figured everyone would get it. So it wouldn't work. Be like,
yeah,
warning,
no, I'm not
extension.
joking. 90% of my problems from my clients that my support team had to handle ended up being the CSS for my dashboard.
Oh, I'm with you. Trust me.
So that was just a part of it there too. It's not just Chrome extensions.
Although,
if you have
hey, Varun, remember the idea of like widgets or customizations through some other construct? Did that ever go anywhere?
The team is working on that. They're actually pretty close on that.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's a really cool idea. So do you want to explain that? Are you in a place to do that?
I mean, there isn't much to explain over there, but basically you have a marketplace app. When they install it, all of the styles or the JavaScript that come with it get applied. But the only thing is, for it to be approved as a marketplace app, they go through a review process. So we will obviously make sure that it doesn't break your whole app. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the idea, right? So that it's essentially allows for customization without being global, essentially, right?
No, it will still be very global. It's just it's reviewed, so it can't break anything.
Got it. That's what I mean. Constrained. Cool.
So, Sean, are you saying avoid all custom CSS? Because I have a client who's asking for a custom dashboard.
I mean, like if I was in your position there, I would just do a custom menu item, and then you can iframe it. In which case, whatever's in the iframe, you can go crazy, and it won't do anything. Like, it won't impact the app, right? And so custom CSS and JavaScript, it's like a double-edged sword, right? So if you know what you're doing and you never make a mistake, it's really super cool, and we love it because you can no other app lets you do that, and it allows just complete full control on the front end. But invariably, and I'll speak for myself. I mean, I make mistakes all the time, so it just invariably turns out people will say like, oh, I can't. We'll get weird things in the Facebook group, like the entire app is broken. And it turns out actually, no, your CSS is broken or your JavaScript is broken, and it causes a bunch of tickets. So the idea long-term is to basically provide more of a constrained framework to allow the same level of customization we have now without the ability necessarily to hijack or impact the entire functionality of the app. But in your case, I would say the easy solution today is just do a custom menu link and call it your custom dashboard.
Thank you much.
Yeah.
Next one we have is from Don. On the inbound calls, the problem is most clients have several phone numbers and can only assign one number to a user. Can we add more number abilities to a user?
Shivam can take that.
I was going to say, Shivam, that's up. If no one's here to answer it, it's on you, I think.
I'm really sorry. I just jumped in. I had to drop for another meeting. But what's the question?
The question is, on the inbound calls, the problem is most clients have several phone numbers and can only assign one number to a user. Can we add more number ability to a user?
Yeah, so I think we'll have to figure that out, and we'll have to change the way the system
Why do
works
they have
right
multiple numbers?
No, you can only assign
the
one
idea here
phone
is
number.
just the ring strategy. This is like, hey, call 3 or 4 phone numbers, and whoever picks up answer.
Well, you have a sub account has multiple phone numbers. You have the call pool. You have 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers in there, but a user can only be assigned one number. So what about all the other numbers?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Okay.
So
go ahead.
Just
so
the ring
for all the other
strategy and
numbers,
IVR, right? This is just who the phone number rings to.
No. It's like the sub account has a GMB number, a Facebook number, a bench ad number, a bus wrap number. I've got 4 numbers. When those numbers get called, I want all of them to go to Bob, but I can only assign one to Bob right now. So what about the other 3?
And today you could do that. You could just go put Bob's number in all of them. And it
but then you can't track. You can't track where the calls came from, right? You're trying to run ads.
No. So the inbound forwards to Bob's Twilio number, forwards to Bob number, or rings Bob. Like,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So it can be done even today, but But like, how are we handling that in the ring strategy? I'll have to look at the,
But that's kind of hacky, right? You're saying like you could get one number for Bob and then forward them all to Bob, but then that's it's like a double for. It'd just be easier to assign the number to that person.
I don't get it. Hold on. So what's the
Yeah. Okay, so okay, look, just Varun and I, we'll figure this out. Okay, so there are 4 numbers, Varun, that I've bought under a sub account. When those numbers get called, and imagine in a minute we have something called like inbound browser calling. I want those phone numbers to ring a specific person on my staff.
No, but don't talk about what doesn't exist today, right? So Don, in your use
Fine.
case,
I just want it to call forward out to a specific user in my users list.
Yeah, and this is specifically for the inbound, for the desktop ringing, and mobile.
Got it. So this is for mobile or desktop.
Correct.
And I guess desktop doesn't exist today. Cool.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And in mobile, I got the thing like right now, a single user, let's say Shivam, can only have one number.
Right.
So whoever calls that number, it will get to Shivam. And
correct. So the answer is this
today
needs
the call routing is not just on the phone number, it's on the assigned user as well. So if the lead is assigned to a particular person, no matter what number the call comes on, it will go
that
to
is
that
also
person.
That's how you do it. So you assign,
So there are
you have to
multiple-
make it assigned to that inbound call. But that inbound call, if you do the assignment in a workflow, it's not dynamic. So it's the second call that goes to them, right?
No. So when that contact calls you, irrespective of who, like whichever number the contact calls, if that phone number is in your location, the assigned user will start ringing.
Yeah, but how does an assigned? Yeah. But how does the assigned user become assigned if there are 4 numbers?
Oh, I mean, that's what, like, so there are multiple ways to solve this problem. Like option number 1, if you do a stellar job of lead assignment and the leads are always assigned to a particular user, that user's phone will ring. Now, let's say you don't want to assign leads. If you just forward the numbers properly inside your phone number setting, that will take care of it. And let's say you don't want to do that, then you have to just give us some time to figure this out, and we'll come up with some solution.
Oh yeah, I know Don well enough to know he's just on here to tell us of something that we missed. He's smart enough to figure out workarounds on his own. But I do think that is something we need to fix. So somebody take a note.
I think over here, along with the strategies, right, Shivam, one thing you should think about is instead of just a forwarding number, and I'm pretty sure I saw this in Shivam's design, instead of just a forwarding number, you can forward to a user. So on the phone number settings page, for each phone number, you can decide who you want to forward it to. It's either a number or a user or a ring strategy or.
Yeah, see that's cool. That makes sense, right? Because we want to model other systems, and I bet you money other systems work exactly like that.
Do it this way, and I'm pretty sure I saw this in Shivam's design, but I guess make a note of it and you can run it down with it.
Cool.
Awesome.
And then Nilashish, you'll have to handle the same thing on the mobile as well.
yeah, it will exactly work just like web, like.
Great. Next question we have is from James. What's the process for a brand new agency and its first sub account to get a phone number? Do we really need to contact support? James, do you want to elaborate on this? It seems to be a larger question.
Yeah, so I was helping a new referral get set up, and there was, it was like saying, hey, you need to contact support, and I was surprised by that. I'd have to actually reference like that Zoom call and some of the screenshots I took. I did post the question in the Facebook group, but is there someone that I could meet with to kind of go over that? Because it was kind of confusing. And I assume you don't want to point people to support if it can. I mean, there's screenshots that says, hey, you need to contact support. I'm assuming you don't want to have more tickets than necessary.
I think we should make it say contact James. Wait, so does anyone know what James is asking?
Yeah.
Oh.
So what is the action that you're trying to take where we ask you to contact support?
Creating a new phone number for a brand new sub account. It's like their first time. So it's nothing set up. It's like
Yeah.
Let me
give us a screenshot of this, James?
So are you using Twilio or are you using LC phone?
Because
Here, I'm gonna tag you, Sean.
Well, I hate that, but I mean, just in general, like the idea is like you go to buy a phone number, you just buy a phone number. Is And Shivam's right. Is this LC? Is this
So, so imagine brand new.
Yeah.
Nothing, even at the agency, they hadn't set anything up. It says your phone system isn't configured. Please contact support.
Well, sure, because at some point, this is where money starts to change hands, right? So if people, we always have to make these decisions in life, but like, let's say somebody walks in the door and you're a new agency and you've given a random user access. I think the problem we ran into was like, could they just buy a phone number and start spending money on your behalf?
So I know
Something
what
like
happened.
that.
A new agency account got created, and they did not even choose whether they want to use Twilio or LC phone. And in that brief moment, but like James, I mean, I'm sure your agency account is either already on LC or you already have Twilio.
Right.
So
right.
A friend of yours faced this problem, signed up for high level, went to the location, tried to purchase a number, and it said,
yes,
you haven't picked. Okay, got it. So we should just, if they are an agency user, we should redirect them to the agency page and we should take care of that. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for pointing that out. I'll make a note of it.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm happy to meet, you know, and I'll tag. Yeah. I guess you don't really take tags in Facebook, but I tagged Sean.
Well, I would just, I'm just going to tell Shivam anyway. So don't worry, you've come to the right place.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. It was confusing. And a bunch of other people were saying, hey, I'm following this too. I'm curious as well. So I know it's not just me.
Yeah. Cool. Shivam, you got that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, James.
You bet.
All right, we're gonna just do a last 3 questions and then we will wrap it up because we're about to be 30 minutes over. The next one is going to be question from Joe. When will you have Twilio error validation for triggers and workflow actions to auto D&D? Right now, text messages are sent despite having the error.
Like a Sid question, maybe, or Shivam
Yeah.
question?
Yep. I'll get back to you on this. I don't have the answer right now. I'll look into this and get back to you.
Cool. Next one is from Charles. Question with sub brands and SaaS configurator. Are there plans to limit access to certain brands for particular agency users? And the use case is agency user A has access to brand A, agency user B has access to brand B, essentially creating the ability to black label.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how far we want to go on this. So right now the plan is this. You will be able to create multiple brands. You will be able to create different SaaS plans which are associated to those brands. When these locations sign up, they will be associated with the right brand. And for all of your existing locations, you can map them to a particular brand. So that's what we want to do first. And obviously, you know, this is going to cascade into a lot of advanced permissions, right? Like, hey, I want one particular user to have different set of permissions for one brand, but another set of permissions for a different brand. Like all of those complexities are there, but we will figure that out as we go along. So right now we are trying to define it in a very sort of narrow kind of a manner so that we get something out and we start getting feedback. So that's our plan there.
And again, to clarify, I think with multiple brands, the goal isn't black label. It's not the ability for people to create agency accounts and resell high level, like their high level. The goal is for someone who's really testing the market out with multiple brands or getting started, or someone who sells to multiple niches to be able to serve them. All the locations under those brands will still be accessible to all agency users. So the idea of a black label doesn't exist here.
Awesome. Thanks, Varun. Next question is, I come to ask question. I stay, one moment. User available hours. Can we make it sit or stick to the set schedule on the get-go? Never mind. We've already answered this one. I apologize. Yeah. Question, with the new community feature, will we add video conference calls too to replace Zoom?
Yes,
we have been.
We're also working on our own operating system, silicon CPU as well, display technology, AI goggles. Yep, all on the roadmap.
Yeah, I mean, eventually there's no harm in actually going that route. You know, maybe we take at least for the browser, right? So that we can control the extensions and stuff like a high level browser. So, okay, jokes apart.
Oh, that's funny. I like that, Shivam. That's a good one. Okay. Who needs Chrome? High level browser, baby. No, we actually do have plans at some point for video conferencing. I know that's true.
And how many of you, I just want to get some feedback here. So there are multiple ways we can do video conferencing. So option number one, we put video conferencing in communities so that, you know, if you're a course creator, you can do live sessions, you can take live classes, something like that. Also, video communication can be in form of video calling, as in you can SMS them, you can WhatsApp them, you can email them, and you can video call them. So how do you guys plan on using this? Or do you guys have like a webinar use case, which is going to be on the calendar? So just like you take calendar bookings right now, you can start taking webinar bookings, and we create the webinar, record the webinar. So there are multiple use cases with video. What of these is most exciting, and what do you guys already do for it?
Talk at once. Oh.
Crickets.
No, we're getting, people are like being so respectful, chatting instead of just running their mouth like me.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, cool. So we'll just put videos on back burner then.
I mean, I guess there are a few good ones. I think the biggest one we seem to see is classes. But we'll run this down. I think Shivam actually went pretty deep with this maybe a year back or so, where he was talking to Zoom about bringing video into the platform. So we do keep looking at this. The only problem is we haven't seen enough demand. And if everyone's just being silent because you think it's too far-fetched, you just need to go to the ideas list and vote. And if we see enough votes, there's no reason we won't do this.
Well, why reinvent the wheel in something like that when there's Zoom and 100 other things you can, you know, Google Meet?
That's the exact same strategy we will use. Like, we won't go build a video platform. We'll probably find a way to forge a partnership with Zoom or someone to bring that to everyone. So
yeah, I mean, well, yeah, when things are on the edge like that, we'll just do an integration with a major platform just to see what happens. Because, you know, if people don't use it, it's not worth us building.
I know the concept of high level is, you know, this Swiss Army knife software approach, right? But I just think sometimes you go down a rabbit hole that just it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, you know.
Well, you're not wrong. That's why we try not to go down rabbit holes.
Yeah, I mean, but the tough thing that, Glenn, is a lot of people will say the same about the CRM features you're asking for.
Right.
So
actually, to be fair, people said that about the funnel builder. Yeah. I'll go find you some posts where people said, "Oh, this is crazy. These guys are nuts to do this. I can't believe it." Well, guess what? They were wrong. But you're not wrong in principle, Glenn. That is a question to be asked. The question is, where do you draw the line?
Yes, that's exactly why we're saying ideas list, because let's say of the 25-30,000 users, we have 24,000 said, hey, video is incredibly important for us. We'll find a way to make it happen. But let's say 1,000 people voted for it. We'll say it's probably better to let Zoom do what they do and maybe we build an integration. And if it's lesser than that, maybe we do nothing at all. But if it's important to a large section of our users, then we will find a way to make it happen.
Totally understand. And, you know, in my case, with the things I bring up, if you want to be in the B2B business, you need to have those features in there. If you don't want to be in the B2B business, just don't. That's fine. But you know, but as opposed to, you know, something
we
like
need to take down Salesforce and HubSpot and so that's what we need. That's why we're going to do this here.
Then you have to have those.
We're working on it. Hey, by the way, Sid, you're on here. Okay, so custom fields for opportunities on target.
Yes, for this quarter, yes.
What was the other thing that was higher voted than that? Because I kept thinking that was the highest voted item, but there was something more important.
The two-way sync.
Yes. Also on track.
Yes, for this quarter.
For this quarter.
Can you address two-way sync for just a second? Because it seems to work. If my sub account.
No, that's what it just asked, Glenn. So what you really want to say is, Sid, tell Glenn how two-way sync is going to change, because he's right. Don't tell him.
So, Glenn, apart from what we have today, so I'll just first lay out what we have today. Today, how it works is if you initiate the conversation from the CRM, then the subsequent messages get synced between the Gmail or Outlook and the CRM, right? So that's what today's behavior is. What we are doing with the new extension is two things. One, if a contact already exists in your CRM and you receive an email in your Gmail, then automatically that will get synced to the CRM, right? So that's the first behavior. As long as you have a contact for that person already added in the CRM and then you get an inbound in your Gmail, that will get added. So that's the first one. The second one is when you're shooting an email from the Gmail, for an example, and you don't have a contact, right? You don't have that email address in the CRM, and you add a BCC address. So we'll be generating a BCC address at the sub account level. When you add that BCC address while shooting that email, we will fetch that data and create a contact in the CRM and also sync the messages which takes place between you and the contact. So that's what we are coming up with in the two-way sync. Yeah,
that's much better. So, but my one question is this: today, if I'm using Gmail and Gmail is syncing with GHL, but if we're using Mailgun, I'm not getting a sync. So my question is that the way it's supposed to be working now, or is that a bug, or is it just not completed? The integration.
Sync mean? If they respond to a Mailgun,
so if I send,
email, it should come back.
If they respond to an email, it should come back. If they respond,
regardless. So like if you send something out using Mailgun from high level and they respond to it, it should come back in.
It comes into high level, but it doesn't go into my Gmail box, right?
No.
Okay, so that's what I'm just trying to understand. What is the level?
Yeah. You can set up a forwarding address, right? But that is a good question. I don't know how that works in other systems. Do you know that, where like, I get what he's saying. He's saying like, let's say you send out a newsletter and an existing contact responds to it.
Right.
It comes back to high level, which is great. But does it go back into Gmail? That's a good question.
It seems that if you're using Gmail, it seems to work. If the sub account is set up to use Gmail and I'm sending and receiving Gmail, that seems to work okay. If the customer's not, if that sub account is using Mailgun, it falls apart. That's what seems to happen.
The location level and the user level. Yeah.
So the reason it happens is because, so let's say when you use Gmail, we actually send the email using Gmail. So when that email gets replied, it goes to your Gmail box, and then we are able to fetch it from there and show you that in high level. But if you send using Mailgun and the reply happens on Mailgun, Gmail is not even involved.
Right.
So how can we push something in your Gmail if it's not there? Like, do you see what I'm saying?
No, it's a great question. I'm just saying, but that's where it falls. That's where it breaks. The integration falls apart.
I doubt there's any other system which can do it.
No. So in the Mailgun settings, we have a forwarding address. Anytime there is a reply, it will forward to that address. You can just go put your Gmail address as the forwarding address. Anytime there is a reply to any of your emails, it will just forward that email to your Gmail account.
Yeah, and from there it could come back. Okay.
And I can do that from like if I'm controlling Mailgun, okay, I'm getting that. But what if we're using?
You can do that no matter what. It'll work with both.
Okay. So is there a document or anything? I'm not sure how to.
No, let me just show you where that is. So it's right here. You go to settings and you go to email services and reply and forward settings. Just put the forwarding address over here.
But okay, so how is that going to work with multiple senders, right? When people are in the database and you have salespeople working and administrative people working, how would that work? That won't work. You're forwarding to one address then, right?
I think the better question to ask is, what do other systems do? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because no other system can push stuff magically into your Gmail.
And it's okay to say we don't know. We could figure that out.
Yeah, no, it's impossible with what you're describing unless all of the people have their Gmail or their Outlook accounts connected and they're using that to send. In that case, it will all sync. But if you're using Mailgun to send, but then want that to connect to Gmail or Outlook, I don't know of any system that does that.
Do you?
Interesting. Well, I mean, I sent you guys that stuff on SalesFlare. So let me think this through for a minute. So if an email comes in at Gmail, that never is in the contact database at all, right? I can create that contact on the fly inside the CRM, not in GHL, but in another tool. So that piece, and then when I have those two contacts existing in both places, everything is going to be in sync all the time. The challenge now is if I'm sending I'm sending stuff from my mailbox and I'm sending stuff from GHL both, right? But they're all still related to that business contact. Especially the big problem is because we couldn't BCC. I have to send a lot of email out of my Gmail and not out of GHL because I can't manage the CCs, right? So I just it's really a problem. I can't.
Hold on. I mean, that's what Sid said, right? He's going to build that sync for you. So when the sync gets enhanced and you have the same email in the CRM and in your Gmail account, when the reply happens, even then it will show up only in the CRM. But how will it? Yeah, like how will it go into Gmail? It will still be in the CRM.
Yeah.
So this particular tool that you are mentioning, it probably just uses Gmail to send. Like, is Mailgun involved in this tool that you are referring to?
I sent Sid, I had given you a login to it. I mean, how SalesFlare is doing it. I mean, I'm kind of straddling two worlds here. I'm not using GHL for everything.
Can we take this offline?
Yeah, we can take it offline. Yeah.
I have one comment, if I may. It's Pamela here about Zoom. I work in a little bit different niche, and I have thousands of people who I represent that would love to have Zoom, or at least a video, or at least have the ability to add one Zoom account to multiple sub accounts. So that's my voice for those folks, that is very, very important for us, because so I just
in terms of how would that work? Because we have Zoom integration today. What is the difference?
But it doesn't look, I can't put one Zoom account in two sub accounts.
Yeah, so currently our Zoom integration works at a per user basis. Actually, it works on a per user per sub account basis,
right?
Which means if I am in two sub accounts, I cannot add the Zoom connection in both sub accounts.
Right.
I see that problem. I'm not entirely sure why it was built that way. Maybe there was a technical limitation.
Right.
But I'll just note it down to recheck that.
And then just the video overall, very, very huge feature for us. So just wanted to just get my last word in there before we say, see ya till next time.
Can I ask a quick question, Sean? And this is very simple. Where do I find documentation on Marketplace for plugins and apps?
I responded to you, but I actually think it's a good question. Varun, what's the deal there?
Steve, which document are you talking about? The API
He's talking about like the new stuff. I mean, it's developers.gohighlevel.com, which I responded to you, but like the new, I don't know if like there's some new stuff at all that's coming out, Varun, that's for the API side.
The marketplace, just put in the link. Yeah, go for
yeah.
it.
So I put in the link as well, and when you guys go to the marketplace, there's API 1.0 docs, which is the old one. And then there is API 2.0 docs, which is the new one.
The other thing.
No, not the API, not the API.
Marketplace.gohighlevel.com.
I'm talking about the marketplace where, not the API, the marketplace.
Yep. This is how it looks.
There it is. Okay, cool. Got it. Thank you.
So you can create your account here.
Go ahead, Shiva.
Yeah, so you can create your account here. You can start registering your app, building your app, but there are some limitations that you need to be aware of. Siddharth is going to mention those.
Yeah, and Steve, we are also working on a lot of upcoming features which is coming on the marketplace side. So I'm just dropping my calendar link here. Would request you to just book a call with me. I would like to take you through and take your feedback on those.
Thank you very much.
Guys, a quick suggestion. Sean, have you heard of chili pepper?
Maybe.
Okay, it's used on the B2B side. One of the coolest features they have is the calendar integration within Gmail. So basically, is
so does so does Calendly. Yeah, where it cross compares the times.
Yeah, so you can pick.
Yeah, Abhishek, do you know what's going on there?
No, Sean.
That feature. So you can go to Calendly and you can say connect my Gmail account, and it'll automatically grab all your stuff in
No, but I
Gmail,
don't think
compare it, and show you
I don't think
overlaps.
that's what he's talking about. And that's not
Okay, Joe,
Calendly,
sorry.
that's
Is that what
Savvy
you're talking about?
But what is the feature you're asking about?
To be able to pick a time available and, within your calendar, within Gmail, and
Exactly what
not
he's
having go
talking
high level and just send them
So
a
you're
link.
talking
Hey,
about the overlay where you go to a widget and it overlays your availability on top of that calendar widget. So it tells you what common times both of you have available.
So this is the Google integration on the lead side. So the lead who is booking the appointment gets to compare their Google Calendar against what is available on the widget.
Is that right? Is that what you're asking about?
No, it's more like
Yeah.
you send them an email and they can click a button to pick a
Got it.
time and
So
schedule.
this is the embedding of the time slots inside the
Got it.
email. So
Got
you
it.
have
Yeah.
4 or 5 blocks of time that are embedded inside the email. They click one and book it. So
Yeah.
yeah, that is different.
Calendly has
But
that.
we have seen this before. That is a good one. And Abhishek, run that down. We've seen that in the past. See where it is on the ideas list. And Joe,
Yeah,
if you haven't, you should
Varun,
vote
yes.
for it as well.
Yeah, so we actually looked into that, but there were hardly any votes on the ideas board for that, so we kind of didn't pick it up. But yes, we are aware of that feature.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
yeah.
this is this is the #1 best-selling feature for people that's using Chili Pepper, is the capability of picking a calendar, the user picking a time on the calendar, and then scheduling that time based on availability on the B2B side. Okay.
Cool, we'll run that down.
And they're publicly funded.
What's funny is I think, isn't it Chili Piper?
Chili Pepper, yeah, Piper, but they call it Pepper for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was having a hard time finding it because I was like, what the heck? But okay.
Yeah, Chili Piper, but the logo is a pepper, so they call it
I know.
Pepper. But you're right, misspelling.
That's weird. But yeah, I found it. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you definitely have a lot of people, or at least Joseph, who thinks the idea is great, but maybe throw the ideas link in here as well, Abhishek, if you find it. And
I did. I
we'll
threw.
build it.
Yeah, I threw Chili Pepper in there. So they're, along them and Gong, they're pretty cool. But I mean, embedding calendar with an email where somebody can use, hey, pick a time on my slot. That's a big deal. Okay.
Cool.
What about adding multiple GMVs?
This is in the work. So
It is?
I think Siddharth was working on it. So multiple GMV, multiple GMV pages per location, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great
Cool.
idea.
That's
When did you say this is? How close is this? I guess I'm onboarding a customer now, and I just need to know what if I should wait to do 2 sub accounts or.
Joe, this is right now it's for the next quarter at this point in time. Yeah. But early next quarter.
When we do this, we shouldn't just do GMB. We should just knock
Facebook
this
pages
out
too.
for all. Multiple of everything, multiple of Facebook, multiple of it doesn't matter.
That's a big deal.
Yes, Facebook has the same structure where you can have a location and sub-location.
Right.
Yep.
And I think for social media posting, we already do, like, you can have multiple Facebook, multiple
Right.
Twitter, multiple
Right.
whatever. But
Right.
but it's only for the integrations page where this limitation
But
is
I'm
there.
pretty sure we've already enabled that for Facebook, right? You can do multiple Facebook pages per
No.
location, or is it the other way
No.
around? Multiple
No,
locations can
no.
have the same Facebook page.
It's been like 2 years.
Not for the conversations tab, unless I'm wrong. But I don't think so.
No, but I think the reverse is true today. You can have the same Facebook page be shared by multiple locations, but I think you can't do the reverse. You can't have the same location have multiple Facebook pages. But and the lift on this is really small, Sid, and this is something that would help a lot of users. All of these, like connect multiple Facebook. We should just knock that out.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Can I ask a question in regards to forms? Right now, I see that forms are being, advanced. My question is, what happens with larger documents besides like opt-in forms, for example? What happens when, you know, I'm in the healthcare realm, when there's forms that need to be created and organized within a platform? I can see that that would be just a really big asset, a big benefit, but I just don't see it coming on the horizon.
I mean, there is no limit to how long the form can be, right? So you can have as many forms as you want and as many questions on the form as you want. So what is the challenge here?
The challenge is that typically forms come in groupings. So for example, when you walk into some type of a business and they have you fill out forms, you're going to fill out a set number of forms that need to be organized, be able to be downloaded or printed, for example, and organized in a structure of the date that they came in.
Got it. So this is basically form submission management at a contact level. Like,
yes.
Okay. You know, actually, this is being looked at. I mean, we did have some conversation about it. Is NASA on the call? Okay, he's not. Yeah, I think I had that conversation with the product managers over there. But with stuff like this, the problem is this idea does not exist on our ideas board. There are absolutely no votes on it, therefore. So it becomes very difficult to justify that why should we build it when there are 10 other things that are heavily voted on forms.
Sure.
So that's the only thing holding us back. But give us some time, you know.
I'll send you some software that does it perfectly.
Awesome. I think that would be great. Having samples would be awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, and that would need
these are intake forms essentially, right, Steve? That's how you'd think about these.
Correct.
Yeah, I look at them as intake forms. Yes.
Yeah, this is like I walk into my doctor's office, they say, here, fill out this intake form. You know, it should, I don't know. I don't think it's radically that difficult, quite honestly. I think it just takes a little, I think though, it'll just be exactly what you just heard, which is we got the new UI out for the builder, which is awesome. Now we can actually make some gains as far as feature set goes. And so I think we'll pursue the first features first, and then this will naturally come next, which I don't think it's that radically hard, actually.
And everybody wants to complete via digital.
Yeah.
Well, correct.
Me too.
Right.
Hey, now I remember the conversation now. The conversation actually did not happen with the forms team. It happened with the contacts team. So I had this conversation with Puru. So we can actually already do it. It's just that, I mean, is there enough interest? I mean, if you don't mind, okay.
On the medical side, side, everybody needs, you know, some kind of authorizations and stuff like that. So if they're going to medical, they need, I mean, consent.
Cool. Yeah, we'll figure that out. I mean, we just need to show all the form submissions on the contact. That's all. It should be quite straightforward. Okay.
So are you asking me to create something on the
difference is, oh, sorry, but the only difference is a lot of people, when they accept these forms, they don't necessarily want it to update contact fields. They just want the form submissions to show up on the contact card.
Yeah, which will be difficult because then we need to decouple the custom fields from the form submissions from. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It can't be where the form submission or the fields go into like we have it now. It has to be maintained in the form itself.
Because they're overwritten and it's the same, they're sharing the same object. So when those fields are completed in a submission, they're in that database. And then when the next form is, it replaces what's there. So you really need to have it separated out as an object if for that application.
And again, we should run down what other platforms do over here. Shivam, but
yeah, and I know of some, and so do you want me to submit this as an idea or you know?
I think you should do both, Steve. Do both. Just submit it as an idea, send the examples to Shivam as well.
Okay.
But Shivam, I think the way to think about this is like a setting on the form. Okay, when this form is submitted, you want it to update the contact fields or not. And if they say yes, it overrides the contact fields. If they say no, it's just an intake form that was submitted, shows up on the contact card, just doesn't mess with the fields.
I mean, the easiest thing to think about is like jot form.
After you make the idea, share it on Facebook so we can all up it.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Although that's technically violating group rules and it'll get deleted, but hey, go for it.
Just don't kick me out. That's all.
We won't kick you out over it, but just don't expect it to last long. But yeah, we should be like Jotform in general, by the way. I mean, that's already what we're pushing for on the forms team. So one way or another, we will get there.
Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like PandaDoc more than Jotform, I think. Yeah.
Well, then that's fine. We'll have proposals out the end of the quarter. We model it after PandaDoc.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Speaking of Facebook group real quick.
The affiliate that high level, should it be visible to all sub accounts when they share their funnels?
I didn't get that question at all.
When one of the sub accounts under our agency, if they want to share their funnel link, they can see the affiliate that go high level.
Well, that was how it was originally intended, because it was the idea that original distribution of high level was done through the funnel builder, not through the snapshots. So the idea was you're sharing with another agency. We never envisioned a world, and I'm not sure that we still do, where rando sub accounts are sharing funnel links with other rando sub accounts, and then that somehow that, unbeknownst to the agency user, that funnel can then get sucked into their sub account.
So if they share, say for example,
you can, I don't think that share is not available. I thought, unless you were, what do you have to be to share that?
You need to be an agency user to generate that share link.
Whoa. Yeah, you have to be an agency user to share. So that share functionality is not even available to users.
Well, we tried to log in to a user account, and it's visible on their account.
If it is, then it's a bug. So open a ticket.
Okay, sure.
We'll get it fixed.
And any timetable of the WhatsApp integration, by the way?
OMG, man, you were not here until just now, or you weren't listening, you were asleep.
No, I was 20 minutes ago. Sorry.
All right.
But
so
I didn't hear the answer. Sorry.
It's hopefully coming by the end of the quarter. We've got all of the ducks in a row on our end that we need to get done. We're just waiting on Meta to give us the green light.
Awesome. And any like how's this going to work? It's going to be like extra costs, or going to be implemented the same way as SMS, or how is it going to be implemented?
Same way as SMS. You will just need to go to your phone settings page, connect your Facebook, WhatsApp business account, and if you already have WhatsApp numbers, you can bring those in. If you want to use high-level phone numbers as WhatsApp, you can do that. So anything is fine. And yeah, it works exactly like SMS. You know,
but it will cost more, right, Shivam? Because there's pricing that, like, just Facebook charges and stuff too, right? Yeah.
So the pricing and everything, we'll share that with due time. It is the same as Facebook. Don't worry about it. But yes, you will be able to rebuild this to your clients for a markup, and just like SMS, very similar.
Awesome, thanks,
guys. The video gallery and image gallery, is this feature be available in the funnel builder soon or no?
Yes, that is being actively worked on. So the same media library that you use in other areas of the product, it will be supported in funnels and websites as well.
Yeah, Chris, building like a Shopify store inside high level is an awesome feature.
Sorry if I missed this. I joined a little late. Are there plans to have?
Don't ask about WhatsApp, or I'm going to hang up on you.
No way. I'm on the builder side. Is there plans to have a third device added, like a tablet, so that we're not just going from desktop to mobile in the builder?
I sure hope the answer is yes, because we have an email builder. So sure should put it in the funnel builder. I've heard about these things. I think they call them tablets. They're bigger than phones, but they're smaller than computers. A lot of kids use them and stuff. It's really weird.
Yeah, there's
a huge tech.
There's a huge gap, when you're going from desktop to mobile. So it'd be nice to have something in the middle for.
Yeah. I think there's enough tablet users in the world now to think about it.
I mean, the last time we
Apple has something, the iSmad, the iLad. Oh no, it's the iPad. That's what it is. Yeah.
There's that thing.
I've heard about that.
So the last time we checked that. So last time we checked the usage pattern, it was 1.7% tablet users. And I think mobile was somewhere around 35-40%, and the rest was basically web. So that's why we just put it on the back burner. But again, I'll put it on the list. Let's see. If it is easy, we'll do it right now. If it takes a lot of effort, we'll just kick it down the road.
All the cool builders have it included. Just for
Hey,
the
Shivam, the form builder is really awesome. It's just the button is so solid. There's no animation to it.
Thank you.
No. So we'll give you. So
what's the question? Are we going to animate something?
That was
well, just compliments. I felt so good.
That was
well. What I'm trying to say, any possibility that you guys can put an animation to the bottom bottom of the form.
The monthly town hall is off the rails when we're all the way to, can you do button animations?
No, so we are thinking about it. So the way we are going to do this is, let us enhance everything. There are a few feature items that we are working on, some more elements to the form builder and stuff like that. Once that is knocked out, the next thing we are working on is themes. And the micro animations that you talked about, right? Like, hey, when I click on the button, it moves, or, it changes shade, or
wobble, wobble.
Yeah. So all of those things, we will think about it eventually, like what can we make configurable, but it's not on the short list right now. So let us knock out all the hard items, and then we'll come towards these softer items.
The way to get it to the short list is the ideas list.
Yeah.
This is a simple ask. Can you add share IP address when they fill out the form, so we can capture the IP address?
I mean, it seems simple.
I've asked for this too, Vern, and we're going to add it. I think, Vern, what I've asked is
I think it already exists today. I think we can, and I don't know if you go to the form submissions page, maybe we should, maybe we don't. I think the data point exists.
Yeah, I would like to have that, and at least create it in custom fields or something, so I can put attribute. I need IP address.
But again, I think with things like this, it's, hey, should we be capturing the IP addresses? Are we allowed to? What is the legality around it? I think some of those, but Shivam, I guess, add it to the list. Let's figure out what the legality there is. Let's figure out if it's a data point we capture.
Yeah, I mean, one thing is, then there has to be GDPR pop up on the form as well. I mean, if you're capturing IP, then, I mean, Europe will be a problem.
The business that's capturing it. But again, I guess these are the type of things that we'll have to check. But if it's the business that's capturing it and all of the assets are theirs, then it doesn't matter. But yeah, just run that down. If it's a data point we can capture, are capturing, and if it's fine to show it, we can just show it on the submissions page, and then it'll work.
But that's a good point. There needs to be some kind of pop-up compliance for, not just GDPR, but it's happening throughout the US. California is a big one.
Yeah, we have a thing for this that's going to go in. So that's either on the roadmap or the ideas list or something, but where we're going to basically make it easier to put opt-in language on stuff. So that way you can do it at this, like Don is on this call. Maybe he's not, but he gets credit for this. He came up with it first. But this idea of making it easier to put it across the whole account and or include it as a component. I don't have the details yet, but rest assured, we will not be writing the copy for you. That's one thing I won't commit to.
I heard that before for something. But also on the technical side, when that comes in, you can't capture. I mean, like any pixel or anything can't be captured until the consent is made. So that's a programming in. Technical.
So I think the solution for now would be, so instead of sharing your forms directly, I mean, since we don't have these pop-ups and stuff on the form and survey, just put your form or survey onto a funnel, and then the funnel has it. The funnel has all of those options, and that's how you can get consent.
You just have to make sure, though, Shivam, that when the consent occurs, there has to be a record of it.
Correct.
Yeah, I see.
Well, I mean, the problem is you guys are all running around like you know what you're talking about. But the problem is, given that you don't.
Oh, I do.
No. You're not a lawyer, Steve. That's the thing. So the problem is you're all directionally right. And by the way, I put myself on this list. So here's the position we're going to take on this. I want to provide all of you the right tools in order to create the right rough outline of consent. But there are a lot of jurisdictions that we're dealing with now. We're a global company. And so what we're going to try to stop this train is implementing anything that has the appearance of somehow turnkeying compliance. So it's finding that balance. So I think giving easy ways to create opt-in language and require like a checkbox to be clicked or something like that. But I just want to be very sure that we don't ever say like, we're handling this for you, because CCPA is going to be different than GDPR, is going to be different than HIPAA, is going to be different than 1,000 other regulations I don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, like SIPA and TCPA are contrasting each other right now, and that's kind of stupid.
A lot of this, when you actually talk to real attorneys that do this in the field every single day, many of them will say, well, that's just sort of kind of a rough, good idea, but it actually hasn't been litigated yet, so we're not 100% sure.
Yeah, and some of them has been litigated, so.
Yeah, but this is the good news. I don't want to have to care, but we're going to try to work with all of you to find where that middle ground is to make it easy. So I think this idea that form opt-in language is a thing probably makes some good sense. Being able to have some records, to your point, Steve, of submission of that form by some IP address or some identifiable piece of information, probably a reasonable thing to do. Just trying to figure out like, where's that line where like, we're taking shot or something.
So even before the form.
Oh, and in fact, actually, hold on. Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt you again. So listen, there's some company, I forgot what they're called, but they sort of say that they create like compliant forms by capturing, I think it's like a screen recording or something.
Yes.
I looked it up the other day. They're in a lawsuit over it for privacy violations.
Correct. I know. I just talked to them.
I'm not talking to you, Joe. I'm talking to everybody. You know everything. I don't need to tell you. But for those of you who don't know, you can see like there's these really weird situations, right? Because everyone thought, oh, I'll just go. First of all, they think buying that company's forms magically solves all their problems. And I'm not sure that's actually true. I don't actually know enough to know, but I did notice they got sued for doing it. So what I'm trying to figure out is how for us not to get sued for doing things like that, but at the same time, provide you good tools so that if you're like Joe and you know all the rules, have the tools to implement those rules per your understanding.
Yeah,
great.
On the topic of compliance, is it July is approaching, and I think that's when the 10 DLC ATP stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about that. That's a really positive, fun topic. That brings that makes me happy. Let's talk about it. What do you want to have?
Well, no, I was asked maybe could it be possible that you guys do a webinar or something on it to make sure that we're
yes, we are supposed to, where is that webinar, Shivam? Do you know anything about that?
I don't, but if we have Chase or Shabir,
yes, we are going to do a webinar. So, but I think, and I'll just speak out of turn because I don't know anything. But one thing I will say is that we're not even front seat passengers on this train. Okay, we're in the third row on this. Twilio might be in the second row, but like this is like a change we have no control over, but it's coming at you like a freight train. And you don't have to like it. You don't have to be happy with it, but you're just going to have to comply. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. It is a decisive move by the carriers. They are moving forward with this. It is going to be a mell of a hess, as I like to say. And it's just how it's going to be. But will we do a webinar on it? Yes, we will. I forgot. It's supposed to already have been in action. I'll figure out where it's at and get it moved forward. But for anybody who hears this message, I've been putting this out for a while, like get your game face on and get started on this process. Because if you don't, we're going to wake up in August and all of you are going to say, why aren't any of my SMSs going through? And don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, the problem also comes in when you have new accounts coming in and then you're waiting in line.
Yep. Nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do. Yeah.
But
and there is going to be a mad rush, I think, towards the end of the month. So just going by probability, we know that 11% of all accounts are compliant right now. So if you're on this call, a majority of you, 9 out of 10 aren't. And towards the end of the month, this is going to queue up because like Joe said, everyone shows up on that last day and fills up that form. It's not going to immediately just turn on the next day. Because this needs
No.
to go through an approval process that takes time. Now is the best time to start.
Or last month,
So-
actually now it's like a month wait time.
What I would say is there's very little you're going to be able to do to not run into this line. My hope is, the only hope I have is that it will become such a colossal failure of it, and the carriers will relent and kick out the date, which we've seen them do several times, but there are no guarantees of that.
The webinar will be great because I have neglected it, admittedly so, but I need to get on the stick with this. So.
No, you're right, Glenn. I'm on it.
Okay, thank you.
There's some mitigation risk. There's some micro things you can do. I can.
Oh yeah, if
privately
anybody's
share.
interested in Joe has lots of info on this. I have no idea if he's actually at all accurate, but he talks about it a lot. So feel free to contact him if you're interested to hear his theories and thoughts on ATP TLC. He spends a lot of time on it though, so he might know something.
A little bit. Yeah.
A little bit. Right. Perfect. Okay. Anything urgent, burning request before we close?
Sean, I am so happy you are so animated on the webinar. I enjoy being on the call with
Oh,
you.
Yeah,
perfect.
always so
Thank you,
stellar.
Tom.
Thanks,
I'll
Sean.
escalate that
And
initiative.
everybody in the team, I'm so impressed by you guys are doing a phenomenal job, and I hope you kick Salesforce ass soon. So
Well,
Yeah,
with
I've
Glenn
never
on
seen
our
a better
side,
software
everybody is going down. Sorry, what did you say?
I said I can't think of another software company that has the level of like involvement and just great experience that you guys do.
It's because we like our customers and like what we're doing.
Yeah, I think it's stellar.
Thanks.
you're in going international is amazing. I think you guys are gonna blow it out. I mean, you guys are skyrocket. So
Thank you very, very much. All right, for all of you, thank you very much for coming. Huge props to our team, by the way, who is probably freaking 11:30 at night. Love you all. Talk to you guys later. Bye for now, everybody.
thank you both.